Hello and welcome to the D20 Future Show Live. I am your host, Richard, and unlike the regular cast, nobody talked over the music. Well done, guys. Go up a level. I am here with Charlotte, with Danny. With Danny, wave Danny, so I can be reminded. That's it, Danny. I was right first time, with Ian and with John. We're going to play the Expanse RPG. If you've watched any of the stream, you'll have heard me say that it's excellent. It's still excellent. I don't just say it when people from Green Ronin are on the stream. It's a very good game. We're going to be playing it on the podcast as well. We've played it on the stream. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be playing the winning adventure from our one-page adventure jam on the Expanse RPG Community Facebook group. That is called A Dance on Saturnian Ice. It was by, in the chat you will see GM Løvlie. I said that quick because I'm not confident about its pronunciation. It's the winning adventure. It won our competition. It's really, really good. We are excited and looking forward to it. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to Ian.
Today we're doing a dance on Saturnian ice. Yeah, that pronunciation's fun. I'm very excited about this. We have our crew here. I'll set this up today. But by the way, my name's Ian Lemke. I'm the developer for the Expanse Roleplaying Game, and very excited to be here today and run this. The story has our crew on supposedly a supply run to Satuwater, a company, a Satuwater operation on Tethys, which orbits Saturn. They're supposedly getting some good money for this, basically picking up some supplies and delivering some things as well. However, this is actually a cover for a bounty hunting mission. They are searching for an Earther scientist with ties to a company called Pallium Technogenic. His name is Gareth Artega. There are a couple things. Well, I'm going to have everybody go around and introduce their characters, tell you all about their characters, and there are also a couple of aspects of the story that we need to fill in. One is the pilot for the crew. There's going to be a dedicated pilot who more or less stays with the ship, and I need a name for that pilot. And then we also need a name for the ship. It's basically a Grendel class freighter with some PDC cannons on board. So if you have any ideas for either of those names, go ahead and throw them into the stream. And why don't you all introduce yourselves and your characters?
Okay, shall we start with Regan, who is at the top?
Certainly. So I'm playing Regan. She is a Martian technician, kind of wanting to see a little bit more of the solar system, just to be able to effectively help Mars better fulfill their dream of a utopia oasis better than Earth.
Cool. And Danny?
All right, so I am playing Oleg. He's an older belter. In his youth, you might have called him a freedom fighter, of course, for the OPA. But now that he's older, that optimism of a free belt has kind of started to slowly escape him, as he's now focused on his family and just getting money to provide. It's a little softer now.
Okay. And John?
Hi, I'm John Baltina. I'm playing today Cyrus Komodo, another Martian, who is very much an expert on linguistics and cryptography.
Excellent. And I am playing JP. He is a belter, but I think probably more of an idealist than Oleg. You can see some of the more problematic and extreme OPA tattoos that he had as a youth have been removed. not completely, but you can still see the evidence of them. And while he would align himself with the OPA, he is more of an idealist than a freedom fighter these days. He believes that the belt can be made independent, and it can probably all be done without blowing anybody else up. That is his firm belief. He, however, makes his living as the kind of hired gun as part of the team. He really sees shooting people efficiently as his job, and he perhaps struggles to balance those two things.
I see now why you were all hunting down an Earther.
No love.
Martians
There's
and
no
two
love.
Earthers.
No
Yeah.
love for the
This guy doesn't
for the
stand a
Earthers.
chance.
Any reason to?
The I just want to add one thing. I'm one of those GMs who will spend hours and hours writing out text props and massive amounts of information. I decided to do this sort of in theme with the contest itself, and I'm running it straight from the sheet. Just going to do what the writer intended and see how that works. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Do we have any name ideas yet? Or
we
or
haven't
do you
had
all
anything
wanna-
pop up. I think we should call the pilot Audun, but that's
Audun?
Yeah, I'll get you a name. I'll call it for the ship, call it the Bell Sorrow.
Bell Sorrow. Where does that
Yep,
come
is that-
from?
I'm looking at my Bell Witch poster on the wall, and then looking at a poster for another band who had an album called Sorrow.
All right.
I mean, it sounds decent.
I'm good with it if everybody else agrees.
the Bell Sorrow. Sounds good.
I've heard worse.
I've had worse.
I ran a campaign on the good ship Boaty McBoatface, so
Yeah, that's gonna be on.
It was
Dude, awesome.
I'm really glad that didn't end up being the name. I was a little concerned.
Well, I
make you
was
say it.
going through the ship card for the module on Foundry. It was Shippy McShipface, and it was a space canoe. So
Oh, jeez.
I think we have all dodged a an incoming PDC round there. Then
Yes, we have. So yeah, you've got this guy. Unless we have anything else, we'll dive right in. Is there anything?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, my only question. I have one question. Can we give an approximate time frame for this, so I know kind of the political situation?
This is going to be, I believe, set up pretty much contemporary with the first novel, prior to let's just say very little was known about the protomolecule. It has not, the Earth is not smashed into Venus.
Okay, that's all you know.
You're right. Some of you may have heard, especially the Belters, may have heard whispers of things going on, weird things out there, but nothing major yet. But yeah, there's this guy. Like I said, his name is Gareth Artega. He supposedly works for a company called Pallium Technogenic, which you know nothing about. If any of you want to do any research or anything beforehand, you know that he is supposed to be, you don't know why he's going there. You know he's a scientist, but that he was headed towards Tethys and towards the Satu water operation on Tethys.
Yeah,
That's all you know.
Can I do a technology research, to research them? Go.
Absolutely. That works very well.
I have expertise in information architecture. So does this concern information architecture, searching them out?
Information architecture.
Yeah. So using basically data searching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Quality.
That'll work.
Yeah, it's not my best, but it's not my worst. I got a 15, 2 on the drop die.
That's fine. You do Pallium Technogenic is involved. There's a whole bunch of shell corporations you're going through. It's very well hidden. You're not able to find out what they do exactly. They are sort of a sub offshoot of another fairly well hidden company called Protogen. But that's about it. As far as you can tell from your digging, they're clearly involved in some very deep scientific research that's being very carefully hidden. Pick up that there might be some military, some Earth military connections as well.
And then, do I know anything about was it Gareth?
Gareth.
Gareth. Do I know anything about Gareth's expertise, his background, where he went to school or something?
He's an Earther. He went to school on Earth, Columbia University, and he's a biologist.
Anything on his specific field of biology, or is just bio in general?
Specific field of biology. Let me see here.
Earthworms or something.
He focuses more on genetics and genetic mutations. And DNA alteration, futuristic CRISPR type stuff.
So nothing dodgy or suspect then. That's
nothing
good to know.
specific.
Absolutely not.
No, especially if he's working out in the outer regions. There's going to be a lot more radiation and potential for mutations. So good for him.
I mean, it could be something as simple as that. Is researching cures for radiation sickness. That would be a. But why is all the way out here? It's a little weird.
Earth is being famous for that generosity of spirit to travel out to the belt to help the belt.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They have your best interest.
So yeah, unless you're doing anything else, you have a long journey out to Tethys. It's not that not that interesting. When you arrive, your pilot informs you that this is an unusual station. It's very old. It's one of the early stations. They actually their landing bay is actually vacuum sealed, so that once you dock, you can actually walk, get out and walk around once they depressurize it or pressurize it rather. But as it's in the entire station is inside, is underneath Tethys, and they have huge radiation, hugely thick radiation protective doors to keep radiation out. So when you're in there walking around, you don't get a lot of radiation. As a result of that, the entrance is very small comparatively. The early ships that came out here were a lot smaller, more shuttle-sized, really, and your freighter is quite a bit bigger and blockier, so it's going to be a little difficult for him. Or actually, we call your what did we call your
Audun?
Audun, right? The pilot Audun is a little concerned, but he'll do his best. I'm just going to go ahead, since we don't have a pilot PC, have one of you, Charlotte. Do you want to make a test for Audun? We'll assume that Audun has a specialty and it has basically a +5 to the roll.
Better.
Sure, that is coming up as 18 with 5 stunt points.
Oh, it just
done this before.
Actually did a little flip as he's coming in,
Yeah.
He's our pilot for a reason. We've gone through a
exactly.
few up to this point.
Exactly.
Quick question. I have a
yes.
question about the station. Is the station on the moon, or is it orbiting the moon?
No, it's inside the moon.
It's inside the moon. Okay, sure.
It's inside the moon. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that basically you've got these big radiation doors that
Gotcha.
you actually you go into the moon itself. From what you understand, it's not really a big station. I mean, basically they've got it's a depot for ice harvesting essentially. It's got a small outpost of a few hundred people here. So yeah, eventually you land. It's kind of interesting because normally you would have an umbilical that comes up and dock with your ship and such. but in this case, you actually land in the hangar, and you are able, you have to wait for it to be pressurized, and then you're free to move about. Up to you guys at this point. You all.
I just want to check make sure. I don't want to be the first one off the ship, and I want to let our good friend here, JP, take point. He
Okay.
seems to be the more spongy one of us.
JP, so reflexively, more by way of comforting himself that it's there than anything else, allows his hand to stroke across his sidearm. It's there. He scans about. So this is unfamiliar and makes him a little bit uncomfortable. So he scans about just to make sure that nothing untoward is going on, and steps off the ship and onto the dock.
As you do, actually, 3 people come into the dock area, the small docking area where you are. One is a very stern-looking woman with 2 very tall, gangly belters, both carrying assault rifles, in what look to be station uniforms, basically station jumpsuits with patches, indicating who they are. The 2 with the assault rifles, that their patches and such seem to indicate that they're probably station security. She's holding a hand terminal. It's an oversized hand terminal, which has a bunch of data streaming in front of her. Welcome to Satyawater. You have some cargo you're unloading. I'm the dock master.
Yeah, not my department. I sort of turn around to the rest of the guys and sort of look for someone to own up to some cargo we're unloading or whatever it is we're supposed to be doing. It's entirely possible JB wasn't completely paying attention when the plan was announced.
I'm completely happy to send over a manifest that we might have. I'm guessing we have some sort of cover manifest at least.
Of course, there's the docking fee, and she swipes over the docking fee, which is, you notice, has some additional fees added to it. Are you just gonna go ahead and let that slide, or
so the
it's about double what it should be?
The docking fee is high. What's that?
Well, we've had some issues recently. It's not that big a deal.
For you, maybe.
But it's a temporary situation. Next time you come back, it'll be fine, as long as you're willing to cover it this time. Really, it's okay.
I'm gonna look over your shoulder and take a look to see exactly what's on the data slate. And
there are things like there's the regular docking fee, and there's something called laptop fee, and there's something that's called repair fee, and trash removal fee, and there's a whole bunch of other fees, just sort of seemingly randomly made up things.
There's a fee for the left door closing, a fee for the right door closing. I mean,
oxygen fee. Well, that's standard, but
yeah, this moon is not made of nickel, and they want to get theirs. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
Seem a lot of script for landing. Regan, what do you think?
I think they could sharpen their pencils a little bit more, so to speak. And I'll look up to the dockmaster. What do you think? I'm sure we could find some way to make this mutually beneficial for both of us.
Does anyone have bargain or anything?
I got persuasion.
Persuasion works. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, go ahead and give me a communication test with persuasion.
13, and that's with focus.
Roll for her.
Fortune.
Wow. Okay. Oh, sure, fine. You know what? You don't need any of these, and she just starts swipes stuff off of it, and she actually reduces the fee. I'm very sorry. I really didn't mean to to cause you any hassle, I rolled 3 ones.
Oh man.
Which is granted would be a stunt point, but
Oh boy. Only one success.
No worries. I know you're just trying to do your job. You know, we'll find some way to make it even. We're not here to put anyone out.
Oh, you're being so polite about. I tell you what, it's just free this time. Next time, obviously there'll be a fee, but well, welcome to the station. Enjoy your time.
While this is going on, I want to kind of come out of the ship in my pressed, nice vac suit,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to kind of say, do we get the information to sync up with the network here? I have my data pad, and I'm trying to come off a little more. I come off more important than I really am.
Sure.
But I just want to get I want to make sure I'm synced up with their network properly.
Oh yeah, she gives you the proper pass codes to sync up with the full network. I mean, obviously they have security stuff, but
well, that's the problem. So as soon as I get in there, I'm really interested in trying to touch their security and see what it can do and what they have going
on. Yeah, you can do that. Actually, one thing I wanted to ask: do any of you have medicine? I didn't check that.
Oh.
No.
How to die. It's a scary opener.
I'm just trying to look at characters here.
I do have know-it-all, and so I get if I use intelligence that are.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, give me an intelligence test. I guess at -1.
Okay, all right. I picked up what was that? 15. So that'd be a 14 total with 5 on the Dromedine, 5 stunt points.
You notice that the 2 security guys, as they're going, one of them sort of coughs a little bit as they're leaving, and they both just looked pale, even for belters. Their eyes are a little yellowish. They just didn't look well. But yeah, you were going to go ahead and try and actually hack into their security system.
I want to feel. I'm not trying to break through it. I'm trying to see what it is, the extent of it, before I trigger it.
Yeah,
try to feel it out.
Give me a tech test. Mm-hmm.
Tech test. All right. Yeah, that's not horrible. That's a 15 with 2 on the Dromedine, 2 stunt points.
15, 2 on it. Yeah. I mean, you're able to sort of just feel it out, get an idea. It's not much. Just to be straight up, if you were to try and actually hack into their security system, it would be a challenge. It would be a challenge test. But it would.
I mean, it wouldn't be. It's not like a target number 22 or something.
No, it's like target number 13.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's do this thing.
Well, it would be a challenge test, and basically it'll take you call it a half hour for each test, and you need 10 successes total.
Well, then I'd like to start poking and prodding, and while everyone else is doing their thing, I'll poke and prod just to get a feel for it.
So you're going to start hacking them. Okay, I tell you what, I'll give you that first one. I'll give you 2 as a start, and then you can make another test for a full half hour.
Okay, I'll do that when that happens.
Go ahead and make the first test now.
Oh, sure. We'll
do the next one at the end of the half hour.
Okay, that is a little bit better. That is a 16 with a 2 on the Dromedine.
Okay, so that's 2 more. All right, so you're on the ship, madly trying to figure out how to get into their security system.
Well, I'm actually just kind of with my data pad doing it, just being really casual.
Okay.
Like I'm doing the numbers.
With as easy as this is, you could actually even wander around with them, honestly, and just be there.
Exactly.
That works. All right. So, anywhere you wish to leave the port itself, or
so I tend to go say. So we ask about the what's name Artega.
I gotta start somewhere.
Sure. So doing my best to guide the eye line of the dockmaster and the 2 heavily armed people away from my my colleague hacking into their security system.
They left. Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
They left right away.
Oh right. Oh, so they just went. Oh no, we'll pay it for
She
free
seemed
and just
embarrassed.
walked off. Cool.
Yeah.
I start looking around for anyone who's likely to know what's going on.
All right. If you leave your actual hangar, as soon as you get out there,
Mhm.
there's basically sort of one central entertainment strip district here, and then beyond that, there's sort of offshoots dug out for offices and that sort of thing, and then you can get a little map of the place, and then of course living holes and such like that. Right outside the hangars is sort of the entertainment district, and as with most asteroid outer planet stations, it runs pretty much 24 hours because everybody works in shifts. There's a fair number of people, a few dozen people wandering around looking at a few shops, the very few shops they have here, and there seem to be two competing bars, and then a few restaurants and carts and such around as well, food carts around as well. As you're roaming around, who has the highest perception? Actually, well, yeah, let's just have one of you do it, or actually, all of you can go ahead and do it. All of you give me a target number 11 perception test.
Perception seeing, or because I
It'll
have
be
that
intuition,
focus.
actually.
Intuition. Okay, I do not have that.
Wow,
focus.
actually, I have that focus.
Wow. Okay.
That would be a 15 with 3 on the drama die and 3 stunt points.
I got a 10.
Hey.
Here's me
Okay,
slumming it with only
that's-
14 and 3 stunt points.
I'm not even going to say what I rolled, but I did not make it. But I do have
Okay.
2 stun points.
I'm too busy watching them unload cargo.
That's fair.
I am enjoying Cyrus
Scratching it?
spotting
I'm just
whatever this
taking
is.
care of that mostly, organizing the cargo. Your cargo. Well, you did bring cargo, but
And I will use Lucky Break. Stunned.
Oh, what does that do?
If a result leads to fortuitous to putting 2 and 2 together, treat 1 irrelevant focus as a tangential one on the next test to unlock a related lead.
Okay. In this case, well, the thing it makes sense for you to actually be on this, for Cyrus to really be on this, because you sort of noticed it already. But a lot of the people around here, they don't seem quite right. They don't look well. They're kind of sweaty. A lot of people coughing, a little bit, just sort of, you see 2 people sitting at a table together that you would expect to be having a conversation or something, and they're just sort of sitting there poking at their kibble. And yeah, someone, 2 carts bump into each other at one point, even though they shouldn't have, and just a lot of people don't look very well.
I want to send a quick message to the rest of the group to their data pads, encrypted on our little private thing, saying like, I suspect there's a contagion on this station. Please be aware. Look at I kind of list the symptoms I'm seeing, this kind of brain fog. I'm guessing kind of like a sweat, some yellowed eyes here and there. We need to be very careful and make sure we decontaminate before we go back.
Right.
Oleg is gonna cancel his coffee plans.
You're not stopping for coffee?
No public restroom, sir.
All right. You were just going to start asking around generally for what you could. Are you just asking about Gareth, or specifically showing pictures of him?
Yeah, unless anyone stops me. JP,
You
thinks
do have a slightly fuzzy image of him that you're able to show.
Yeah, JP thinks in pretty straight lines, and everybody knows that. So, if there was some master subtlety that anyone else was thinking of, they need to stop JP from just approaching somebody and going, "You see this man?"
All right. Any of you who wish can give me either a communication investigation. Well, this would be communication investigation, definitely in this case.
Okay, I do badly. That would
You need-
be 6 with 2 on the drama die.
That would be a failure. You need an 11. If anybody's assisting, if anybody else is, doing the same thing, I assume you're all sort of wandering around the.
I'm too busy
Yeah,
tapping.
you're definitely busy.
Something about.
I got a 13.
Okay.
I figure I'd be with JP, like kind of at his side, going around. Work better in pairs. I actually have a talent which could work for this, improvisation. You can
Okay.
make an ability test requiring a specific focus, even if you don't have it.
Okay.
So use that with persuasion to try and get a little bit more information out of them.
Sure, I'll allow that. Basically, they sort of, I'm not done beating. So you try and like warm up to them and get them to open up a little bit. Yeah, go ahead and give me that persuasion test. And
Sorry, go ahead.
this one's Oleg got a what? Did you say?
13.
13. Okay, I'll get back to you in a second.
Now, if anybody has known me in playing, they'll know that I'm pretty much notorious for getting bad rolls. I got an 11.
Good.
Not terrible.
That's better than my 6.
Yeah, exactly.
What was our target on that one?
There's a couple different ones, so I'm gonna. You did get a success on one level of it. So.
And I did get 1 stunt point from that.
Oh, okay. Anything specific you want to do with that, or I'll just give you some.
No, I've got nothing saved for that low for social or
Okay.
exploration.
I'll give you a little bump for it then. So, Regan and JP are sort of chatting up some belters, and they you don't get anything about it. No one really has seen that you talk to has seen Gareth. They're like, no, he's a scientist. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we don't. I mean, we have our own scientists here. I don't think that's who you're looking for. But anyone here? But there is the old science base, Cortex, out on the ice. No one goes out there. It's all hush hush. They're very very private. I don't know why he would come here first. Usually they go straight there. But very dark, very 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 hush hush, quiet things. Some kind of genetic research. I don't know.
How do we get there?
Well, it's out across the ice. That you could sort of fly out there. You could take a cart. There are carts, or you could walk. It's only 30 kilometers or so.
Just a walk in the park.
So yeah, it's the big distance.
Meanwhile, Oleg has gone off in a different direction and has found a couple of belters. Actually, it's one belter and one earther who actually seem to be friends, and they're drinking this really nice smelling coffee. I mean, it almost smells like real beans. You're not sure, but it doesn't have that mushroom scent to the fake coffee. Mm-hmm. But it's tempting to you.
It's sagging eyes.
It's hot, right? It's probably disinfected. But anyway, yeah, you show the picture, and they're like, oh, yes. There's yeah, that man. Yeah, we got to talking a little bit, but he wasn't very friendly. He got here about a week ago. You want to talk to George over in security. I think he got in some kind of trouble, but he left, as far as I know. Don't really know the details there, but if you talk to George over in security, he can probably tell you something. I think he's on duty. He's over in the security booth over there.
All right, thank you. Give him like a little pat and be like, "Where'd you get that coffee?"
Right there at the cart right there. You should try it. It's really good.
Oleg kind of scratches his chin. He's like, I'll pass.
All right. So we're all caught up at that.
Has it been under half an hour?
We'll call it a half hour. So yeah, give it another test.
Oh.
You get a 6 on the drama die, you could finish this off.
Ooh, well, I did pretty good though. I got a 17 with a 2 on the drama die. I'm gonna use Speed Demon though, so I can use it. I can do it in half the time.
Okay.
The next check in half the time is, I guess, how you maybe interpret it.
Could you do that for each of them? Because you could have done that for the other one too.
I didn't get stunt points on the other ones. I don't think.
Oh, you got some. You actually got stunt points in this one.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, actually, yeah, I got 2 stunt points. So yeah, so I only got 2 on the drama die, but
Just go ahead and make one more check.
Do another bit. All right.
Fine.
All right, so I make a little breakthrough. Pretty good. That one is another 17. 3 on the drama. 3 on the drama die. No stunt points. I'm almost there.
Oh my God.
Taste it. I can taste it.
All right, so you're furiously over in a corner. You're sat down at this point. You know, like
I'm furiously going through it, and I'm almost there, but I keep on getting distracted by these symptomatic people I'm seeing around me. So I'm a little this is too
someone bumps
topical.
into you.
And I just stare at them like, really?
Like some ooze coming out of the corner.
I'm very close. My character's very close to like putting on his like vac suit, like the full vac suit, and walking around that way. I'm very close to it, but
okay. So yeah, you're all caught up at that point. You can share information or whatever if you want, or go off in your own directions, or get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I like to hear from everybody, like what the information they're interested in. I can try to follow up a little bit.
All right. Oleg will come over and be like, so there's really good coffee over there, but I found out this guy, security, George, apparently he's seen Gareth. We should go talk to him.
I've seen the name George pop up. Is he on the roster today, or is this his shift right now, Ian?
Yes. Yeah, he's actually at the security booth right now.
I'm pulled up. I'm like, okay.
It's sort of a security booth at the end of this tunnel where it branches off into offices and residential and such, and so everybody could get there. It's sort of a big Y kind of situation.
And then Regan, what kind of information did you turn up?
There was mention of another site here on the rock, but it's about 30 clicks away.
Can I pull it up real quick on a map, and like, is it on the map, or is it like off the books completely?
Give me a technology test.
Well, that's a good one actually. I got an 18.
Okay, yeah, you find it. It's there, but it's kind of under a sublayer, kind of hidden. I mean, you can find it, but it's yeah.
I could look some old records.
It's labeled as Cortex, and that's all. That's all that it's shown right now. You could try to dig deeper on that, but you'd have to distract yourself from getting into the security system.
Yeah, I just kind of say Cortex. Okay, I'll put that on my to-do list after I make sure I have access to the security system.
All right. All right.
So we go see George.
Okay. Go talk to George. Who's going to take the lead on that?
If nobody stops him, JP marches confidently up to the booth.
Oleg just shrugs. Like,
in that case, give me a communications test.
Okay. Oh dear! Do you know what? I thought it was a specific D20 that hated me, but no. Here we are again. So
you have persuasion, so you get a +2.
I do, yeah. So I'm +3 to this, so that's 9.
How can I help you?
You see this man?
Who? What?
This man? You've seen him? Simple question.
What are you?
You're
not
kind
here.
Regan, please.
Who is that to you?
Sorry. My friend here can come off a little bit brusque. We're looking for a friend of ours, and
what's your name?
My
Sir?
name is.
No, that one. points at JP.
Oh, JP, pleased to meet you.
Can I see your identification?
Sure. I produce my identification.
Runs it through. Sees me check. Shaw, in the meantime, go ahead and make your communication persuasion test, just so I see how he reacts to you.
11 with 2 stunts.
11. Okay.
We're so
if you want to use
persuasive.
1 point of fortune,
Yeah.
that will get you
That
where
is-
you need to go.
I will do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's the thing we should be doing. I mean, certainly, there's only so much damage you can do to my numbers, but
Yeah, I should. Yeah, you can spend fortune to increase your numbers. Usually, I remind people if it's just like within 1 or something.
Oh, my group knows we have one character who pushes his luck constantly. He then likes to burn all his fortune on communication rolls and try to disarm bombs afterwards.
And just so you know, to make up for it, people love me as a GM simply because of the fact that my die rolls are so terrible too. So, as a player or a GM, it really doesn't. As you saw with my first roll. But so you try and distract him. He's sort of looking through JP's, obviously looking to see if he's wanted or anything like that, or has any fines or infractions. Fine. What you want to know who? Yeah, I've seen this guy. He was here about a week ago. There were a few reports of some possible thefts involved with him. A couple of the shops here, and then he took off. He stole a rover and took off across the ice. So that's the end of him being our problem. I don't know what he's gonna do out there.
Does anybody know what direction he went in?
Not really. Didn't pay attention. Didn't bother. He's out on the ice.
Is
Not gonna
there?
last too long out there?
Excuse me. Is there? I kind of whispered to Regan. Is there a? Find out if there's a record of what rover, who the rover belonged to that he stole. Perhaps that we could track it through his transponder or something to that effect.
I'm assuming that all of your equipment will be tagged and marked for inventory. Do you know any information on that specific rover? Any kind of tracking information?
Serial number?
Well, it was one of the ice processing rovers. Yeah.
That's big. That's not a cheap rover.
No, and it was about 16 hours ago he left. So, yeah.
Is there an equipment boss around here that would be able to
we-
provide us more information?
Yeah, well, I can tell you right now, we don't have any tracking on them because, well, where is anyone going to go with one? No one really goes anywhere usually other than for hauling ice. So we didn't bother with any tracking.
Ian, does the moon have satellite that might be able to observe this part of the surface?
Probably not. No, it's not much of a station here.
I was trying to get into the cameras basically, and then try to
Right.
match that up. That's my goal now.
Yeah, well, you're almost there. You're like. So, does anyone else wish to ask anything else? Bug George about anything else? He seems very, he's tolerating your presence at this point and isn't going to arrest you just for annoying him. But he doesn't really want you around. So you can either just chill for a few minutes and see if you can get into the security system, or is there anything else you wish to inquire about?
Could I ask him about renting a rover, assuming that we don't have one on the ship?
What do you think this is? Like we're not a rover rental agency. Who are you people? Where do you come from? I think it says you're just delivering cargo and picking up a few things. Why don't you just do your business? And
I step in and I say,
Okay.
"Excuse me, sir, we are here. Unfortunately, the bay is not able to handle the removal of our cargo properly. We would like to get a rover to move the cargo, land on the surface, move the cargo from the ship into one of the other bays via that way. This is a certain angle, and I started going about mathematics and like Pythagoras' theorem and all this kind of stuff, and how it's not going to work. get kind of technical with them.
Fine. Cargo Bay 16A, that's where they keep the rovers. You can talk to the foreman there. He might be able to help you.
Excellent. Well, George, I thank you very much for your time. I'm going to shoot him some credits. I'm going to shoot him a little bit of money.
All right.
Maybe when we make an income test, or
That's fine.
I have an income of 6. I'm actually decently off, so I'm going to make him
you're
feel like his time is valued.
You're fine. You can do that.
Okay. How does he take that? Is he offended, or is he kind of like, oh, okay, well, shit?
He actually seems indifferent. He's like, I mean, he sort of nods and thanks. Puts his and goes back to watching whatever video he was watching.
Ooh. All right.
In his booth.
Let's
Shielding from you.
Let's head
Saturday,
off.
There you go.
You're done?
Yeah, let's go to the. Yeah, we'll go to the rover rental.
All right.
Whatever it may be.
Well, it's not rental; it's just the rover storage.
Okay, well, the
they
rover storage.
don't actually rent rovers. I need each of you at this point to give me a target number 13 Constitution stamina test, please.
Oh.
Now I hit the big numbers.
Actually did well, not shockingly well. I got a 15 with a 2 on the drama die, and I got 2 stunt points.
15.
Actually, if you got stun points, let me know because that will impact something later on.
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
18. Total of 18 with 4 stunt points.
All right. As you're heading, so yeah, 18, and you got a 9, and you got a
15.
15.
No
Okay,
stunts.
so basically, Regan's the only one who failed that. And as you're heading back to the ship, the entire station is rocked by what feels like an explosion of some sort, or maybe a tremor or something. But the entire thing, everything starts shaking. People start shouting. Carts fall over. In fact, everybody give me a dexterity test as well. If you have an appropriate focus, that's fine too.
And
you
that would
just
be
need
a
11.
12. Okay, no
Just need
problem.
11.
Good.
Right,
Star
so
Trek shape.
17 for Oleg.
You're fine.
I got 12 in that one too.
You're good.
So I'm at -1 because of my armor to the standard dex. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 7.
Okay. 7. All right. You take. Ooh, sorry about that. 6 fortune.
Ooh,
As
ow.
basically you're going along, and a section of lighting falls from the ceiling and lands mostly on you. You're not pinned or anything, but you're okay. It's just a little shaken up.
Oh, what was that?
And dust is kind of through the air. Everyone's looking around. I mean, this does not seem like it's a normal occurrence. Obviously, there's a few cracks in the walls.
The surface is largely ice. Maybe one of the ice shelves broke or something. Perhaps we should take a look. Do we hear an explosion?
Oh, excited to do it.
I mean, it felt like it could have been. But you didn't hear anything. But of course, if it was outside, it would be in vacuum. So mostly anyway. You just felt it, and there was sound of walls cracking and things like that. Though at least there does seem to still be atmosphere. You're not sucking vacuum right now.
Is there any? I mean, obviously the belters will be keenly kind of aware? Is there any kind of movement of air? No rushing?
Oh, there are people running all over the place. People throwing on respirators and vac suit helmets and all sorts of things. I mean, everyone's running all over the place.
Yeah,
they seem very well organized too. I mean, it's like it seems like they know what they're doing and where they're going. There's a moment of panic, and then everybody goes into action.
And would there be any spare kind of vac suits kicking around? Because JP would be trying to find a vac suit at this point. When other builders are putting on respiration equipment, JP is doing the same.
There are respirators nearby. Like you can grab like emergency ones. You did see by the where your ship's docked, there were lockers that probably have vac suits, or where the ships are docked, just a little further down.
Okay,
so run to there.
So reholstering his gun, JP grabs one of these spare respirators and just puts it on, and then starts trying to scan around to try and work out what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll fully equip my back suit that I'm wearing. I'll have like the helmet on and everything.
Okay. No problem. The one thing Cyrus would note as well, it does seem as though their electronic systems are still up. So the security systems and things like that are still mostly up.
All right.
Didn't take out.
Do you want me to take my last chance here to try to get through?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You've been kind of distracted, but
yeah, I'm a professional. I got a 15 with a 1 on the drama. I think that's what I needed, right?
No, you need 2.
Oh, I needed 2. Okay, I'll burn some fortune. I'll burn 4 fortune to put that to a 2. So now my drama has a 2.
There we go. Sure, that's fine. You are into their security systems, no problem.
Excellent. Okay. All right. I want to check what exactly happened. Is there like a log of like what like seismic activities when I'm initially guessing, and then also start trying to grab the cameras where George took off?
Sure. Do you have research?
I don't have research, but I do have know-it-all, so like I can do all the tangential.
Go into an intelligence using your know-it-all.
Sure.
So just be digging through the files and and subroutines. And
that's pretty good actually. I got a so I got an 18 with a 5 on the drama die and 5 step points. So I'll pull as much information as I can.
I'll give you everything.
You guys are going to trigger the churn.
You managed to type in the perfect keywords and pull down all the information you need.
That's information architecture for you.
So what you find is there were several explosions that took place outside the station simultaneously, mostly near the exits, interestingly. So all the major airlocks and such going out are blocked currently. Like there are still some active cameras out there. In fact, you see like the where you landed your ship is covered in ice and debris on the outside. You also do pick up that there is currently no atmosphere in the airlock where your ship is. And curiously, you haven't heard from Audun. You manage to facial recognition track Gareth, no problem. You see him going around the station. You see him leaving. There are external cameras that show him getting into a rover. Well, actually, internal cameras show him getting into the rover. External cameras show him leaving the station and heading south, which is what you were told is the direction of Cortex. Anything else specific you want to know?
Yeah, can I see how he gained access to the rover? Like, did he pay someone off? Did he like have a key?
They don't even use keys.
Okay, gotcha.
Everyone here almost, except for like people like you who like merchants who occasionally come in, they all work here. So you know it's just easier to not even. They just go in and push a button.
Well, I say we take a break for the rovers, head that direction.
The external area where the rovers are kept is completely covered in ice. That's one of the areas that was damaged. And looks like maybe even the doors themselves are damaged.
There has to be emergency exits somewhere then too.
There
There
are.
has to be
There are. There are, but they're personnel only. You'd never be able to
Snap
get over there.
Do
It's
moon
like-
hopping.
Yeah, you'd have to climb out ladders and things like that.
30 kilometers on air isn't gonna be fun.
And then finally, pan to the view on the screen. You managed to get one security camera in your hangar opening to work.
Okay.
And as I said, you saw there was no atmosphere, and you see Audun and several other dock workers
Okay. They're floating out.
floating. Well, they are frozen, and they're in the process of unloading the ship when the whole thing depressurized.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not the commercial, no.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. Audun's no longer with us.
No longer
It's
with
like the
us.
4th one this year.
No.
Just when we got
And
a
he
good
was the
one.
good one.
Yeah, he could fly.
He got us in, no damage.
A little flip thing too.
Yeah, exactly. He had flair, you know.
Can we,
Respect.
are the doors to the Bell Sorrow? Can we get to it? Like, I don't have a vac suit.
Well, yeah, because there is an airlock to the
Bay.
to the docking bay as well. So yes, you could get out into there, but you just wouldn't be able to launch the ship because it's all covered over on the outside. and the doors
Well,
are-
that's up for debate. It has a PDC network, correct?
Yeah. You could well, yeah, but
Shoot the doors apart is what I would do.
but there's debris on the outside, so
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you could. There's a lot of structural risk there of blowing.
I want to do like Batman '89, where he shoots the door open.
Yeah.
Maybe not. No. Okay.
Nah.
Too cinematic.
I'm not sure how the station personnel would feel about that. Yeah.
Well, I just get the ship later.
Yeah,
Bounce. Okay, I'll leave it up. I'm gonna talk to I'll leave it up for the group. I'm willing to. We could try to get some air bottles and some vac suits and try to make our way across to grab this guy. We do have to get the ship free. Somehow.
Well, if you talk to the dock workers and such, they're going to be working on fixing that stuff up anyway. I mean, they need to get their port accessible.
And the rovers for moving ice, right? Could just take that back.
Yeah, and eventually, but it's going to take a few days before either the landing bay or the vehicle bay will be accessible.
I say we grab air bottles and 30 kilometers is a long way. Shoot. Well, then again, are there any EVA thrusters, suit packs, or anything?
Yeah, they won't last you too long though. And they get you a little bit.
Yeah.
You could probably get something like that, but yeah, I mean, you could definitely get enough bottles to get you there. I mean, 30 clicks, what? It's gonna take you a while, but
That's 18 miles. Okay.
yeah, it'll take you basically a good day.
I divert to the rest of the group because they're the ones that are
not wearing vac suits.
Well, you can all get access to vac suits. There are plenty of it's a Belter station, plenty of vac suits around.
Yeah, but it's not my vac suit.
We can go get your vac suit off the ship. We have access to the ship. We can.
Some might be too big for small Martian friends.
Yeah, the Duster shoes have the built-up sole for the boots. Yeah, I mean, so we get a suit, we get a bottle, we go find a man. He's somewhere out there. You say this Cortex, aye?
Yeah, this Cortex base. It seems to be kind of off the books base, or it's been taken off the books. My issue with walking across is that it's like a better part of a day. We'd have to bring a lot of bottles of air to do that, along with food, water, all that good stuff. And if we're waiting a few days, if we have to wait like a day or so or whatever it may be to get access to a rover or even get access to the Bell Sorrow to just fly out there, it might be worth it versus the danger of us just going on the surface and dying.
Well, no one can pick us up.
That's
Certainly.
the problem. Yeah, we don't have we are our own safety net now.
Yeah, certainly not George. He did not like me.
They're thinking it's gonna be more than a day, more like 3 or 4 days.
So what are we really trying to do here? Do we want to look for him on the surface or just head out?
Well, he's at this base. I'm fairly positive he's at this base. He headed that direction. It's off the books.
Yeah.
Can you check the feeds to see if we have clear running underground? Because didn't he reference some tunnels from here to there?
Other tunnels? I don't remember tunnels.
No tunnels between here and there.
Yeah.
I thought he said a cart, so I assumed that there was.
Oh no, he went over the surface.
It took a rover. Sorry, if I may
Gotcha.
have said a cart at one point, but yeah,
I may have misheard.
So,
yeah.
dodgy scientist, dodgy base that does science. I'm not the genius of the group, but I'm thinking that's the place to be.
Mhm.
Hey,
I say we get back on the Bell Sorrow and ride it out. It's a safer spot than being here. There's food. We can chill out on it. We're defended. I mean, sure, it's depressurized now, but we just walk on there and we can walk on off with the vac suits, no problem. I think we'd be safer there than in here. And with this contagion, we can also check everybody out for contagion while we're on there too.
Can we wait? This man, we don't know he's not going to disappear on from the Cortex base. There's a.
You can get him back in here. Does the Cortex base have a hangar? Or have like a docking?
you honestly don't know.
Okay.
Even the information, the even your external view of it is kind of sketchy.
Just got a location.
It's marked. It's geo-marked, but not really. You don't actually have a visual on it.
All right. Yeah, I say write it out on the ship.
For the
I'm in
payday.
agreement.
Cyrus?
You all being obviously something of a bounty hunter team, at least you've done this sort of thing before. I mean, there's a reasonable chance that he might not be there when you get there. You don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, time is against us. I don't know if it has a bay or not. That's the issue.
Yeah, if there's a ship.
It probably at least has a shuttle bay. You know, it might not have a full.
Yeah.
It's probably got something. Almost any kind of station is going to have something.
Okay.
And there could be a ship there.
If he knows.
Yeah.
If he knows.
What are our chances? Ian, like, what are our chances if we take a bunch of bottles, we load up worth of gear to make it that far across the surface?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
We can do it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, your bottles. I mean, a single bottle I think lasts like 12 hours. So with 2 bottles, you could get there and back, and you could bring a little hand cart or something.
Okay, so we can get a hand. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you can get some backpacks, whatever. You could easily bring enough to get there and back twice.
Yeah, the gravity's 15% of Earth. So sorry, I read about them. I always read about moons whenever someone brings up a moon.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and I say, yeah, I guess we have a shot at it. I'm nervous about being out that long, but if we can bottle up and stock up. So why don't we take like 2 hours and grab supplies, bottles, everything we can, pay people off. I'd like to pay people to make sure, like, further, if they're giving us anything, we're not just taking supplies from the station. These people are like, oh god, the ceiling's caving in. Hey, can I have your air? Like,
Yeah. Sure, that's awesome. Yeah. I appreciate that, though. Again, it being about they are fairly well stocked with emergency supplies, but yeah, they will be very happy if you give them a little bit of cash as well.
We're not Earthers. We just don't take everything.
Right.
Yeah.
not yet.
While you were doing that, one second. Yeah. Regan starts flagging, starts getting sweaty, clammy, not feeling the best. You're not suffering any penalties or anything like that at this point, but you're definitely feeling like you're coming down with something.
I'm going to keep that to myself for now.
Okay.
I mean, as much as I can.
I
gonna note
will
that.
say that everyone notices to some degree, but well, actually, if you're gonna try and keep it to yourself, give me a yeah. I
Step in,
guess,
man.
well, a willpower test in this case,
Ooh.
actually,
Ooh.
because you're trying to steel yourself.
Luckily, I have a 3 in that,
Oh, I didn't even know that. So there you go.
and I rolled a 17.
Ooh. Hold it together.
I mean, if everybody wants to make an opposed test, perception test, but
I have my vac suit on because I assume they're all sick.
yeah, and if everybody has vac suits, it's gonna make it even harder. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oleg
you're-
is just gonna assume that's because the station just went haywire.
Exactly. Everybody's a little bit stressed out.
I rolled a
Alright,
decent
so-
number on my perception seeing test, but not 17 good. So
Not a 17. Okay.
Nothing to see here. Everything is well.
that is
So a couple hours passes with no. You manage to stock up on supplies. You pay the belters. I'm not going to bother with income tests for that. Between all of you, you can come up with
Oh,
some
yeah.
cash to pay them.
They're cheap.
And yeah.
Yeah. Can Oleg
Well-
do something about Arden's body first though?
Oh yeah. You can do that.
Like to put him back on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
you
Go
don't
ahead,
just
back
leave
him
him
up.
floating in the hangar. That's probably for the best. Yeah.
You're just not gonna leave
Just
them.
kind of move the other dock workers around and just kind
Yeah,
of get to
yeah,
this.
Just take Oleg by the shoe.
You get some
Yeah.
assistance from some of the crew. Actually, they go in and salvage the bodies of the other crew and
Recycler time.
Yeah, and
Yep.
well, they can't get repressurize it.
Mm.
It's stuck. So yeah, you managed to get Arden back on the ship and put him in storage for your trip back.
Cold storage. All right.
Cool.
He's already frozen, so we're halfway
Yeah.
there.
Put him in the freezer.
He will remain frozen.
We call it a pilot sickle. All right. I'm gonna. Yeah, while we're just gear up and
Okay.
get our good vac suits from the ship. While you're come back with the vac suits after you.
The
dispose
one
of
thing
the
that
pilot.
they do have here, when you're gathering supplies, they actually have ice cleats available here, which
Okay.
would make your trip easier. That you would require an income test because it's one of the merchants who sells them.
What's the target number on that?
9.
9. I can automatically buy it. I have a 6. It's within the 4
Yeah.
range. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll buy everyone up cleats, no problem.
Okay.
And then with my indiscrepancies of money and
What do we have on the ship for a medical facility?
I mean, you have real basic med kit. You do not have a medical facility.
dock
on
and
your
all
ship.
that,
Yeah, you don't have Medidoc on your ship. It's
do we have anything that does diagnostics at all?
No. you have band-aids and peroxide and
Alley
Neosporin.
marks for our pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have juice. Juice
Also,
will keep you going for a while.
there's nothing wrong with Regan. So
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just assume something's wrong with everybody.
all right.
Regan, for some reason, is like looking around through the
Yeah.
cabinets.
Because Regan said, as a bizarre non sequitur, that there was nothing to see and she was fine. So,
Yep.
which is the sort of thing well people say.
All right. I plot out like an optimized like hiking path to Cortex. We get like a cart with like whatever sustenance and sustaining things we need, air, etc., water.
Do you have navigation?
I do not have navigation.
You have your I can do anything intelligence skill.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I can if I want to use it as a tangential focus. Yes.
Does anybody else happen to have navigation before we?
Well, I was gonna pull like maps of the surface and then to the
Sure.
location and
I
do
mean,
all
it's,
that.
you're not gonna get lost. It's more a
That's
matter
what I
of
need.
can you do it quicker?
Yeah.
Is what,
All right.
yeah.
I'll run. I'm gonna have my little data pad running optimized. That's
Sure.
what I wanted to do. All right. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, that's a 24. I rolled 17 plus 7. Or
So you
actually,
figure out if you go to the top of this one ledge and then actually jump,
Right.
you can slide down.
your knees, guys.
I have no idea. 24, sure, whatever. Yeah, you figured out how to get there. You're pretty sure you can do it. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'd like to use like once. Like I have like 5 stunt points. I'll use like some sort of stunt to optimize the path. Is what I'm asking to do. Carve a little bit of time off, not much, but a little bit. Actually, I'll use frugal. That way, I can only use what the job to get done, saving resources. So something like that. Like I'll try to make it so we don't use as many resources as we would need to, so we have extra air. I'm worried. I'm terrified of suffocating there.
All right. So have you had your suits on? Regan, give me another technology. Target number 13. Constitution stamina test, please.
You know what? I don't think I will.
So you're just not going to give it. Okay, fine.
I got a 13 and 6 stunt points.
Oh, you got a 13. Okay. Wow, and 6 stunt points.
Yeah. Throw that.
You're
to the churn.
cured.
All right, so your willpower, I mean, your positive thinking has clearly had some effect. You've managed to convince yourself that you're not sick, so you're feeling okay right now. You're feeling okay right now.
I'm feeling good. We can do this. Let's go for a run on the rock.
Yep. So you have your cleats. You know which direction he went. You've navigated your course.
What's gravity like on this thing?
It's what did you say? It's
15% Earth.
Yeah, 15% Earth. So.
It's respectable.
There is gravity.
Ish.
Ish. Yeah.
It's not much different than like a few of the stations.
Yeah. So you're gonna make your way across the moon.
And how?
Let's do it.
So that I'm going to ask for a let's call it, I think a constitution test is actually called for here, just for keeping going. You know where you're going first leg, no problem.
Stamina, I'm guessing.
Yeah, stamina.
No.
It's open ice flats for the first leg of your trip. You're just making your way across, and it's just a target number 11.
Oh, cool.
No.
I've made a test, guys. I did it.
Well, I got a Oleg got a 9.
I got an 8.
On that fortune. I got like a 15. Well, not check.
An 8. That makes sense. You're sick. You're kind of,
Just recovering.
Oleg
Right.
is old with his 9.
You don't actually take any damage. You're just going a little slower than the rest of the group. So you're sort of holding everyone up a little bit. You've got plenty. Like I said, you've got plenty of oxygen there, so you're good for a while. The second leg of the trip, as you've calculated, it takes you through a sort of a labyrinth of caverns. So you lose your view of the stars, and as you dip down to these caverns, you try and stay where you have some light, but at points it gets absolutely pitch dark. I mean, like just as dark as you can imagine. If you didn't have your lights, you wouldn't be able to see your hand in front of your face.
My hand's overrated.
Right. So in this section, what I need is another navigation test to not get lost in the caverns. I mean, in the
All right, I'll use intelligence.
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, that's pretty good. 13, 17.
That's fine. You managed to make it through the caverns. You're all getting a little through the canyons. You're getting a little tired at this point. You probably stop for break at some point. The very last leg is the hard part. The base itself, as it turns out, is actually inside a crater. and you have to navigate the edge of the crater and work your way down into the crater itself. Coming up on the edge of the crater, though, it's an amazing sight. You see down into the crater. The station itself at that time is sort of half in darkness and half in light. So it is all lit up. You see the lights of the station illuminating out. You see a rover pulled up alongside an airlock of the station down there. There is a covering for what could be a landing area, possibly for shuttles or whatnot. So you can't see from here, but there could be a shuttle underneath. And yeah, that's about it. Everyone getting down into the crater will require a dexterity acrobatics test.
Okay.
But first you need to make a will test, will courage.
Will courage.
Because making these maneuvers to get down the edge of the crater requires a little bit of courage.
I got 15.
You need an 11 for the courage test.
Okay.
Got 12.
I'm courageous.
Okay, I've made it with 4 stunt points. Can I use some of that to regain fortune?
Sure.
Okay.
3, I think. So
I'd like to regain 3 fortune.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I got 5 stunt points on that one. Or get back my few I burned.
Okay. That'll bump up your churn tracker a little bit.
I believe it only bumps the churn if I spend more than 4.
If you spend 4 or more.
You can only spend 3 on Adrenaline Rush.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, right. Okay.
Sorry, I feel bad, Ian. I know, like you're involved in the games. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rules lawyer.
You're right. No, it's fine. So here's a little insight into my psyche. Games that I work on design right are the games I know the least. Because I get so caught up in so many other aspects and things that actually the little rules I forget.
You're paid to design and not learn them.
Right. Well, especially games I design. Oh my god, it's something I've designed I never know how to play because I've come up with so many iterations of an actual rule. I never remember which one we ended up using. But no, feel free to that's absolutely fine. So
How does
everybody
that work? I'm not totally familiar with that one.
the what?
That one stunt to recuperate your fortune.
It's called Adrenaline Rush. It's like a basic general stunt, and you can spend 1 to 3 stunt points to regain 1-for-1 fortune points.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 on. Yeah.
Yep.
I rolled a 19 and 4 stunt points on that one, so I'm going to do the same thing to recuperate my 1.
Yeah. I just forgot it's limited by 3. All right, so you get your stunts back, your fortune back. You all are feeling better. So everybody made their willpower test, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. If you did, then you need a dexterity acrobatics test, target number 11. Regan, it's 12 because you are still feeling a little bit.
Oh.
Sorry, what was that?
It's
ability
dexterity athletics. 12 for Regan, 11 for everybody else.
All right. I'm gonna have to spend 2 fortune to make the 11 check.
Okay.
And then I'll get an 11 on it. And then make it barely. I kind of do it by the seat of my teeth here, guys.
Yeah, I rolled a 10, so
You want to spend a 2?
I do.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes.
Oleg got an 11.
Okay. That's all you need.
So
Enough.
Balance at one point, but then almost fall into the pit. But
I got 18 with 6 on the drama dice.
Show off.
So
you bounce down.
So I've recovered as I bounce down, recovering 3 more fortune. I flip off the churn, just indicating that I believe that hubris and nemesis are in no way connected.
Excellent.
Can I ask also what the churn's at?
Oh, sure. With that, you guys just bumped it a whole bunch. 7.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh,
Actually,
that's
lower than I thought it would be.
numbers away from bad
That's
things.
nothing.
Oh, actually, I take it back. You're in a new scene, so 8. Sorry. This was a new scene. You're about to move into another scene too, so that'll be. In fact, yeah, you managed to avoid the 3d6 major hazard, and are at the bottom of the crater. You make your way up to the airlock, and I know you said every 2 hours, but would now be okay for a break, because I feel like this would be a good
Sure.
good short break moment.
If we've
So,
hit a good short break moment, then absolutely.
you're about to enter the station.
We're about to B&E break an entry.
Yeah.
In which case, we should catch up with some admin. Hello, viewers who've joined us. We're playing The Expanse. Hello to Green Ronin Publishing, who has been giving out gift subs like it's out of fashion. So thank you very much. We are on a long-term quest to extract money from Jeff Bezos, and we are, I think, significantly closer to today now. So thank you very much, Green Ronin Pub. If you're one of those people who's been gifted a sub, then if you want to send me a whisper, I can invite you to our Discord server. It mostly revolves around our Tuesday night show. So if that would bring you joy, send me a whisper, and I will send you an invite link. If it wouldn't, I won't be offended. That's the kind of the promise. So that's fine. I don't feel like you have to join our Discord. Although I think some of the people who've been gifted subs are already members, so there you go. We're going to cut to an advert break. That is to keep the algorithm happy, because we all worship the algorithm. We, the crew, and a GM are going to also take a comfort break, so that is the thing that is going on. But stick around. Someone has announced they want to join the Discord. I will get to that after this, but thank you, whoever you are. I think you're great. So I'm going to stop rambling and go to an advert break. We're going to have a 1-minute advert break where we're going to come back and we're going to do some crime, but it's space crime, so it's okay. And some of you, the break has begun. Some of you won't see adverts. You're just going to see empty chairs for a bit but we'll be back, I promise.
Actually,
Let's...
they can hear us.
They can hear us.
Richard, I put something in the chat we had for this.
Okay. Yep. Yes, we will do. We'll do plugs at the end.
Okay.
Right. Has the ad break finished? Yeah, the ad break is finished, so we're kind of back. I'm going to cut back to...
We have no game master. What's happening?
We just make it up as we go along now. This is now a GM-less game.
This is all it. James game. Play Fiasco now.
No, there we go. I pressed all the wrong things. What? Why are we wrestling a giant owl? Who's doing that? What's going on, Green Ronin Publishing?
Like I said, man, the rules are just a guideline for using the product.
This is true.
Saturnian Space Owl sounds awesome.
Yes, yeah,
Like,
we meet a space owl.
I actually have an album that has that on the cover pretty much, which is a Saturnian Space Owl. Like now I'm thinking about it. Like that's not I didn't come up with that. That's not an original idea. Is what I'm trying to say. Great psych rock.
I'm not sure Green Ronin would get that past the authors of the Expanse. That one.
Just put it in modern age. It's okay. It's all
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah,
So-
man. How's everyone doing? It's like because right now it's 7:38 a.m. for me. So
Ouch.
It's early role playing. It's all right, man.
What? Why did you volunteer for this?
I didn't know we were time traveling. It's all good, man. You know, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm just an hour ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, I've done worse, man. Like I said, I think I told you I used to play online tournaments, and we'd have to play this. We had to play this team in Finland once, and we had to like play our game at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something like that. It was like, you know, but all right. It's all good, man. I'm here for the Expanse, though, dude. Like, you know, I love Green Ronin's been super good to me in my stream, and I love the game. I love the Expanse, and you know, this was a cool opportunity. Ian's super cool. Richard's been super cool. The community. Charlotte's been super cool. The community. I don't know Danny though. I'm sorry. Do I know? I don't know you. Do I do you?
I do the occasional homebrew here and there.
Occasional homebrew. Okay. Who are you on? Who are you like on like Twitters or anything or?
No, I'm just on the Discord and Reddit.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Green Ronin Publishing. We sort of touched on it, but while we're waiting for Ian, I'll go into it a bit more. So we have a Facebook group run by, in fact, GM Løvlie. He runs it, and we had a 1-page adventure jam. So there were, I think it was 8 entries into the 1-page adventure jam. My adventure, Team Trouble, didn't win, which I can only assume is a flaw in the system. Because it was great, but we had a 1-page adventure jam, and then we had a vote, and the winning adventure was a dance on Saturnian ice, and Green Ronin helped us with the prize, which is for Ian to GM the winning adventure on the stream. That's what we're doing. You can find all this information, and I will do it again in plugs later. But if you join the GM's group for the Expanse, which is on Facebook. And all the information for that is on the Facebook group for the Expanse. If you join, you can find this and 8 more adventures polished up and ready for playing. I mean, I think it'd be rude if I was to disagree with the proposition that Ian is the prize of all prizes. That maybe, Ian, next time you're negotiating your contract with Green Ronin, you can bring that up. That's a fairly
A good quote on the cover letter.
Yeah, it's an encouraging piece of feedback from your employer. I mean, anytime Ian wants to come and do things on our stream, we will endeavour to make that happen. I'm excited. So that's the kind of the story. There are 8 adventures that are 1 page, and they are good to go. One of which is this, which Ian is muted and warming up to joining the stream.
Totally forgot I was muted.
There you go. It wouldn't be an online call if someone didn't mute themselves accidentally at some point.
Absolutely.
Ian is not mutated. He is just approaching his final form. That's a different thing.
We're all mutated, man.
So yeah, if you're a GM for the Expanse, or you've just bought it and you need to persuade your players to play this excellent game, then there are some one-page adventures to get you started available. All right. If everyone's back, which I think they are, and I'm going to assume the advert has ended because Green Ronin Publishing are talking to us. We are going to do the things to make it like the stuff. Sorry, I don't want to get too technical with you all. We'll hand back to Ian. Ian, we're gonna do space crime.
Space crime. All right. I'm actually gonna back up just a little bit here because I got ahead of myself. I got excited. One, I need another stamina 13 or Constitution stamina test from Regan
Because of how healthy she is.
because of her health issues.
Absolutely.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Nothing wrong.
You're totally fine.
The thing that gets me is I program these dice.
So you know it's fair.
The correct answer is you tell them that you can't tell them your dice roll because it's a HIPAA issue.
So your
No, that's not a good sound, Ian. Your is
your
bad.
Constitution at this point is down by 2. What does that put you at?
-1.
Okay.
Limits.
As you've been suffering this illness for a while now, I'll let you in on a few things. If your Constitution reaches -3, you're going to have to make another test every 1d6 plus 3 hours, essentially. So every few, so many hours, and then at a certain point, you.
All right, so who's going to carry me when that happens? Let's get this out of the way now.
JP.
I'm going to say that. I mean, if you want to try another willpower test, you can make it, but probably by the time you get there, it's going to be fairly obvious that Regan is not doing so well. Also, you are currently exhausted, so -2 on all tests.
Well, I haven't noticed, so that's fine.
It's up to. Do you wish to try another willpower test?
No, I'm going to let it start showing.
Okay.
Regan, there's a lot of coughing. There's a lot of interference coming over the comms here. Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably pick something up when we're.
You just sigh heavily over the comms.
Yeah, you see, like, if you look at our faceplate at one point, you just see like sweat just pouring down her face. She looks sunken and pale.
So I look back at the messages that has been sent within the internal chat and see the thing about contagion and the symptoms, and I say, you got the thing, right?
Oleg is gonna check over the suit.
I think so.
Yeah.
The suit is good. The suit's solid. There's no issues with the suit. It's not hypoxia. It is probably something that she picked up.
It's
Got the itis.
I call it tethositis.
Tethositis.
Tethositis after the moon. Yeah, that's why I have it named as right now.
The other thing, how are you approaching the state? You make your way down to the edge, but how are you actually going to approach the station? Are you just walking out across?
Well, I'm gonna stand back, and now that I have line of sight to it, I want to see if I can check on any security systems on it, and if there's any kind of if it gets any kind of signal on it, or I can try to get into it somehow with my data pad.
Do not think you'd be able to get into their security from out here now. No, it's gonna be hardwired.
All right. Well, I looked at JT.
Small enough of a base that
I looked at JP and I say, I think it's time for you to use your tool, go to work.
Well, I mean, but to get over to it, like, are you going to try and avoid? You do think there are probably some external cameras on it.
I want to walk towards it, but I want JP in front with a gun out.
Okay.
I'm saying.
I'm
implying that, sir, you need to be armed and dangerous as you approach.
The belter key, and I hold up my gun.
You said the base was like half shadow, half light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's going into shadow.
Yeah. All right. Oleg's gonna follow that shadow.
Okay, so you're always going to try and get up there without being seen. Is that sort of going off from the group? All right. If you want to make a stealth test, you can.
Yeah, I'll try to stealth out. I'll try to follow Oleg's lead on this.
Okay.
So I'm willing to stealth too, so at the same time.
So we sneak, or we just go up and shot a gun.
I think they sent you out with the gun while they.
Oh right, okay, yeah. JP is marched directly up to the. So can I see any of these cameras?
As you start getting closer, you would be able to see that there are some external cameras.
Okay, so while this is happening, and I'm going to assume this is going to give some kind of bonus to the stealth check, I'm going to march directly up to the camera with the gun in my hand, and if at all possible, to bang on the glass of the camera with the gun.
Okay. All right. There's normally a penalty for the stealth test because you're, you don't have much cover, but I'm just going to say no, they don't have a penalty. Anybody else who's trying to get up there can go ahead and give me a stealth test.
I have one other question. I want to do through my data pad and such. Can I use it to try to like ping off infrared signals to see where the cameras are?
It's not. I don't think your hand terminal's that sophisticated.
Okay.
But I mean, they aren't well hidden. I mean, but it has fairly good coverage. So,
right.
And
but JP going up there and like with the assault rifle, that's an excellent distraction. I mean, so yeah, everybody go ahead that wants to give me a, I believe that's dexterity.
Oh,
stealth if you have it.
15 for Oleg.
Okay.
I got a 10. I'm willing to push it if I need to.
Nope, you don't need to.
Right.
An opposed test. Well, you also wouldn't know what.
I'm willing to push it to a 12. Let's put it that way.
Okay, you don't need to.
Can I just hang back and let this all play out? Because
Sure, you can do that.
Yeah, you guys.
So, yeah, you come up to the airlock. Okay, so you're at the airlock. You bang your rifle on the camera.
Pistol.
There is no reaction. Yeah. The camera is fixed right on you.
Yeah.
As you walked across, it tracked on you the whole way.
Okay, I give the belter signal for open the door.
All right.
Just the hand signal.
There is you're right by the rover, which is parked right by the main airlock. You give the belter signal for open the door. There was no response.
A question: does the rover match the one that Gareth took? Just make sure we got our one.
It has
the serial number, the number identifier.
It's Satu Water, labeling on it and everything.
It's tracks and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
JP
probably followed its tracks half the way here. So
JP holds up the gun and his hand like this, and then closes his thumb to indicate 4, and then waits, and then goes to 3, and then 2.
Okay.
And then 1.
Well, I was going to say while we watch this countdown, I want to try to I'd like to go. Hopefully, Oleg, I'm like, we need to start moving closer while we still have a distraction is alive.
You're up there. I'm assuming all of you got and Oleg and Cyrus managed to get up, and they're sort of like underneath an edge of it, out of sight of the camera.
And then I close my fist, and then I start trying to hack the door, or allow one of my colleagues to start hacking the door, which seems like a better approach.
You can use intelligence engineering or intelligence technology.
It makes no difference.
I'm gonna try to. I'll try to hack the door.
Do you know
for
what?
him.
Given the numbers I've just rolled, which would be intelligence, I get no bonus, but that's 16 with a 6 on the drama die. So that's
Very
6
nice.
stunt points.
You also.
I'm going to assume that I just, having gone 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I go open terminal, open door, type in 1, 2, 3, 4, enter, and the door just goes.
That works. That's exactly what happens. It just happened to be that they didn't have very good security, or it's been reset or something. But yes, you open the door almost instantaneously. 1, 2, 3, 4. The outer airlock opens. The two of you are up in such a position that you think you could slip around because the camera is sort of pointing over here. You could probably slip into the airlock without being seen if you wish.
I march in with the confidence of a man who is trying to distract anybody watching that there might be anything else going on, and march up to whatever the next obstacle is.
Right.
Do I have the capacity to get into their start trying to get into their system?
They don't really. Everything seems to be hardwired here. You'd have to actually get to a terminal and start actually hacking the terminal first.
I'll start with I'll let Oleg lead me around.
The building, I mean, the base itself is not very big. It looks like it's comprised of, but from the exterior, there's this smaller area that you're entering, which it has multiple airlocks, probably sort of a mission prep area. Beyond that is a larger dome, which is you're not really sure, but based on this type of structure, probably living quarters and such. And then there are two other additional domes, which may be storage, laboratories, that sort of thing. So it's not a very big base. I mean, it's not like this is a huge thing or whatnot.
Seeing the doors open, I'm going to try and catch up with the guys now.
Not a problem. You can hop across and come on in. So yeah, you're in then you all get into the airlock. You cycle the air in there, I presume.
Yep.
You have air at that point.
It stays on.
Okay.
Because the real threat is Regan.
As you enter as Regan gets in the airlock, you see the internal airlock door locks. Like you see it go from green to red. Like someone.
I start trying to hack and override it.
Okay.
Is there an internal camera?
No.
There's not. Okay. So is there
But
a?
they saw you.
They saw me coming. Is there a glass plate at the end of the corridor?
Yes.
So
yes, if you look in through there, it's it looks like a prep area. Basically there are suits. The vac suits in there. There is actually another rover parked in there, and just all sorts of stuff for exterior mission prep.
I'd like to bang on the glass.
Okay, you don't see any people.
Yeah, it's just bang, 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 as ominous as I can be, and okay. I'm not entirely sure how long it will last, but given the possibility we're about to be jumped by a bunch of people, I'd like to use some of my stunt points from hacking the door to trigger the upper hand, giving me a bonus in initiative should things kick off.
Should things kick off. And Cyrus, go ahead and give me that hacking test for the door.
You got it. Heck. Oh, man. That will be a 22 with a 6 on the drama die. And
22.
6 stuff points. So I'm just going to, I want to, use that as an edge to try to get more information. And I'll use Speed Demon to, get in there faster. So I just earned us a whopping 2 churn points, I'm sure.
I was going to say, is everybody feeling excited about the churn roll we're about to have?
So here's what I'm. So you you manage to open the door into the prep area fairly quickly. You get into there. You're in the staging area. You close the airlock behind you. The airlock's pressurized too, so you're in a pressurized area now. Are you keeping your suits on, or?
Oleg he's taking out his French,
Okay.
ready to hit anything.
What is it you have? What is it?
A wrench.
Oh, a wrench. I thought you said you took out your French. I was like, oh, there's another linguist here.
Takes out a baguette.
I will use this for the turn. Okay. Each of you give me a perception test. It would actually be. Well, it could be seeing.
What, intuition?
No. 16.
16.
I forget what that.
It's
16.
Oh, sorry,
17.
it's seeing, isn't it? 18.
Yeah, it would actually be touching or seeing. I'll give you either one.
At 13.
13 or higher gets it. If you made it, you sort of see like a light briefly from outside, and you feel the ground shake just slightly. The feeling is very familiar to all of you. It's that of you think that a ship landing.
We got company.
Yeah, we don't hang around anymore.
Can I get access to the exterior cameras?
From in here, there is a data pad. It will take you time. I mean,
Maybe we'll speed demon it.
I'm gonna cut that a little bit but it's not gonna be as hard as it was getting into the full system before, but it's still going to be a challenge test. You need with a threshold of 10, but it'll only be 5 minutes per test.
I'll start trying to
make it 3 minutes per test.
I'll start trying to get into the system
Okay.
while they're and I'll tell everyone to watch my back, please, and we'll try to get some more information on what's going on here.
Okay, there's one hatch out of this room. So you go ahead and make your test for starting to get into the system if you want.
That would be a 17 with a 3 on the drama die.
17. Did you get stun points or just
No, it's boring.
Okay. There are medical kits and such in here though too. None of you have medicine, correct, of any kind? No. Okay, fair enough.
I guess I was muted.
Oh, sorry.
I will poke around those a little bit and see if I can find like some general all-purpose antibiotics just to.
Gotcha. Yeah, give me a perception test. Searching or seeing would work, but remember you're at -2.
So that would come up at 16 with 5 stun points.
What? Okay.
Wow, imagine what it'd be if you weren't exhausted.
With 5 stunt points. You find 2 things. You find one, you find antibiotics. They're just, it's basic Z-Pack, but might work. You're really not
Gonna
sure.
try it.
And you also find amphetamines, which would probably counteract your current penalties if you wanted to. Of course, once they wear off, that's not going to be a great situation, but it's up to you.
I'm going to try and go with the antibiotics first to see if that has any quick effects, and I'm going to hold on to the amphetamines for now.
It doesn't have immediate effects, but
Wow.
All right, so you're gonna give it a little time. I got you.
If I just don't get worse, then I'll be happy.
Okay. You're seeing how it goes.
Adulthood.
And JP and Oleg, are you doing anything while Cyrus is starting to?
I'm just gun ready to keeping an eye through this glass because I'm anticipating
Oleg?
an attack.
Oleg, you
Could
doing anything?
I get the door open? The inner one? Is that something
yeah.
that we want?
Yes,
It
yes.
doesn't appear to be locked
All right.
or anything. You don't even need to
Oh.
make a test or anything. You can just open it if you want.
Oh right. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. With the door open, I march out again, gun ready. Corners
Okay,
and
wait.
what is it? Corners and doors.
Actually, I made a script. You made it into. You did make it into.
So we got into the airlock, and then I think we all thought that the internal door had locked.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, you got it open because I was
Great.
assuming you were already into the staging area. You're in the staging area, and then there's one door. There's one hatch here into the main area of the station. My bad, but anyway, let's just skip a door.
The way we're rolling, it wasn't going to hold us up for long.
No, not at all.
No.
Yes, you're in the staging area. There's all the suits, and like I said, there are some med kits there, which Regan started rummaging through and pulled out a bunch of little things, gave herself a shot, and you're going from there. And Cyrus has started hacking into one of the terminals that's there. All right. What else do you wish to do? Is there anything you wish to do in here, or are you just gonna sit and wait for Cyrus to hack?
So within this staging area, I take it we still can't see any people.
No.
I would like to look to see where is most likely that this spaceship has docked or taken off from.
It landed somewhere outside.
Okay.
You could go back out into the airlock and look out the window if you want and see if you can. Actually, there's probably some windows in here. You can try and peer out.
Yeah, I'll peer out of any of the windows, see if I can.
Go ahead and give me a scene test, perception scene test.
Okay, that one's not so good. So that is 10 plus whatever I've got. Oh no, this is 15 with 3 stunt points.
Yeah, you managed to actually get a good view of it. You're looking, you don't see anything, but you see one of the security cameras out there, and you manage to catch the reflection off the security camera. They tried to land out of sight of the airlock, but you managed to catch sight of the security camera by looking, catch sight of them by looking at the reflection. You see a small ship has landed. There are 4 men are getting out of the ship currently and are making their way towards the airlock. They are all armed.
We got company, ladies and gents. They're packing.
Yep. They all are carrying rifles as well.
If we had control of the airlock, that would be good.
Yeah,
Cyrus.
I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna try to. I'll stop, suspend my hack of the cameras, and I'm gonna try to lock down the airlock. Put it into a diagnostic mode.
Just completely
So
lock it down.
Yeah. Do you need to roll for that at all, or are you good?
No, you can get a test for that. Your skill is plenty to just do that. So yeah, you put the airlock into a diagnostic mode so it cannot be unlocked. And yeah.
I don't need to know what's going on outside anymore because now I'm completely over it. So why don't we book it into the station?
Right.
Grab our guy.
Let's find a man.
Okay. So who's doing what? You've got the one hatch right in front of you. You think leads into the main area.
Take cover off the
You
side.
see an empty corridor beyond it. That's all you see.
All right, I take cover on the side, and I'll let JP take point on this, or whoever else wants to take point on it, because I'm not interested in being shot.
What we just shout Garrett, or just open some doors and walk through?
Just keep on walking through, and if you find him, you find him. If you don't, we keep on looking.
Okay. Yeah. So I walk through into this corridor, looking for whether there are any doorways leading into it.
Okay, so you go in. There are side core. It basically goes to a T intersection,
Mm-hmm.
and there are doors all along. This looks like it's the main hub. It's the main dome. In the center is like a communal living area. Like it has a kitchen, tables, a little lounging area, entertainment centers, and then down each of the corridors are sleeping quarters. There are two main hatches out of here. You're not sure where each of the actually they're labeled. One of them's labeled storage, and one of them's labeled laboratory.
We find a science man in the lab, right?
Sounds like a
Yeah,
plan.
can I? Yeah, well, why don't we head for the lab? That seems like the priority here.
Okay.
Just then you hear you hear and feel an explosion coming from back in the entrance area, the staging area that you came in. It sounds like someone just blew the airlock.
Yeah, we gotta move. We gotta. I don't know. Let's try to lock every door we can behind us.
You can. They're not great interior locks. There's not a lot of internal security here because, again, it's sort of everybody who lives there.
Yeah, they were trying to do security through obscurity.
Yeah,
Not a bad method, but
and
Yeah,
they did have good external cameras, but that's about it.
All right. We
right.
set an ambush or we push on. I don't know. I reckon it'd this be easier
push on.
if we got Garrett. I think this be easier.
Did the lab doors look like they have additional like lockdown procedures on them? Like they could
No,
like
not
like
really.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm willing to. I say we go for the lab. Use door locks just to kind of stall and slightly as best we can and keep on going. But they got another airlock door to blow through. So get your vac suits on, people.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
no
close
one
the
said
helmet.
They took them off, so okay.
Your seals.
I'm scanning around as well to see if there's a respirator because we don't know the intention of these people, and but we want Gareth alive.
Right. Well, and each chamber, each major area is separately sealed, so you're not losing any atmosphere. And you figure they just blew the external door anyway. You open the door. Who opens it?
JP.
JP.
First through.
First in. You see this sort of Weasley-looking scientist guy. He's got slicked back, kind of greasy-looking hair. Very narrow face, narrow eyes. He's leaned over a terminal and is rapidly typing. You see data flying across the screen. It looks like he's downloading some information and deleting information and simultaneously deleting it, or at least Cyrus would recognize that, or anybody else with some decent technology skills. And he sort of looks up at you startled.
Is this our man? Does he match the?
He matches the description.
Okay.
Yeah.
I go up and say, Doctor. Is it Dr. Ortega?
Ortega.
Ortega. Dr. Ortega, I presume.
Yeah. What is he doing? Why are you here?
We're here to rescue you. There's men coming through the front door right now with a massive amount of guns, and we were dedicated to evacuate you from the premises.
By who?
Hey Doc, this is simple. This is simple. They got guns. You sure they don't want you dead? You real sure? Cause we want you alive.
There are a couple of interested in people in this person. You were hired by actually the OPA, but
I tell him the Tycho Corporation's interested in his skills.
He looks terrified. Like, Tycho, what would Tycho want with my? What do you mean? Well, you have guns too.
Oh yeah. Who has guns?
I got
Who
a
has
wrench.
guns? You got a wrench.
He got a wrench.
Does
We
Regan
want
have
you
anything?
alive.
He points at JP with the rifle.
Yeah. JP, whose gun is pointed still at him, says, "We want you alive." Sasa, you want to be dead or alive?
Do you have intimidation or persuasion?
I have persuasion.
That'll work.
Yeah, it will. That is. Why can I never do numbers? That's 14, 56. That's 17. I say, come on, Doc. You're a smart man. This is not a difficult question. You want to be dead or alive?
Alive. What do we? All right, let's go.
You see this man? He real smart. You do what he say. And
I'd say.
I turn to Cyrus.
Yeah, I kind of take a look at his data. Can I see what he's doing with the data real quick?
He was downloading it. It looks like he's about halfway done.
Okay, I'm gonna start trying to like grab his. I'm gonna say, "Don't worry, your pretty little head, Doc. I will start grabbing as much as I can."
should really finish this though.
What exactly is all this? I'm looking through the data. Can I figure out what it is real quick?
I mean, not that quickly. It is some kind of genetic research with making something to do with altering genomes, but you're not really ssure what.
Is there a bench top or metal table or anything that would form a decent barricade? Can I find the
barricade? Sure. I mean, like for you to get behind or to actually block the.
For me to get behind and provide some protection.
There's plenty of cover if you.
Yeah, I find a table with some expensive equipment, but not the one that's associated with the downloading, and I kick it over.
All right. He's like, this is going to take me another 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Sure, we can. Yeah, I'll help him with the downloading of the data. I'll try to accelerate the process.
We got all the time in the world, Doc, and I indicate some cover for Regan.
Can Oleg ask if there's any other like exits besides the one that we just came through?
There's access to the shuttle through the storage facility.
Just the one. So it's just the one way out of the lab.
There's only really one way out, other than there's the way you came in, and then there's like I said, there's an underground hatch that goes to the launch pad underground.
Well, if they haven't breached our area yet, why don't we take a run for that? But we gotta wait for this stuff to download though too. It seems like this might be more valuable.
It's up to you whether you want to wait for the stuff to download or try and make a break for it.
I'm assuming that we're sent here to get him and his information.
I mean, you're not that you weren't actually specifically asked for the information. You would suspect whatever he has is probably going to be worth something. So it'd be up to do you want to take the risk?
Cyrus,
we
tell me,
him or we also get a big payday.
Yeah, I'm not a risk taker. I like the sure thing.
All right, Doc. Sorry about the thing. It's not coming to, and I open the hatch.
The connection. Yeah, I stopped the connection from his data pad. I'm like, yo, we gotta go.
All right.
And so while they're trying to get him convinced and moved off, using my engineering focus on intelligence, is there anything in the room that I could quickly see to whip up an IED to kind of cover our escape?
Yeah. Do you have do you have demolitions?
No.
I have jury rig. I could like help with that.
So I guess Regan can make like if you want to make like a scene test, or what do you have a suggestion for an appropriate test there for finding the stuff, and then Oleg could make a jury rig test if you.
Yeah, I could. Thinking like engineering test.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Like
go ahead.
intelligence with engineering, and
yeah, that works. Go ahead.
I have the ideas. He has the skills.
Exactly. Well, and engineering will help put it together too.
Mm-hmm.
Not that either of you really skilled at bombs. But...
I'm at -2 right now. Correct.
You are actually at this point only fatigued.
And that's a -1.
Yep. The
Okay, just 1
antibiotics
second.
have started to take effect.
That is 15 with 3 stunt points.
3 stunt points. Okay.
Speed demon. Speed demon.
Yep, speed demon.
Done.
And that's done. And Oleg, do you want to give me that jury rig test?
Sure. I think I messed up. It's a stunt. I can make just a regular stunt action, right? Or is that a wrong game I'm thinking about?
No, you can make a stunt action.
Ah, all right. I rolled a 6.
And the other 2 die?
Oh, yeah.
Well, both. I got. Yep. Both make a 6.
Huh.
I don't think this bomb's going to work, guys.
I think there was a problem with it, honestly. You're trying to jury rig a bomb.
In a genetics lab. That's
Yeah.
it's probably fine.
So you find a few things real quick. You throw it together, and you have something that may or may not explode. You're not sure.
All it comes down to is a bunch of nails on the ground, like caltrops.
I didn't say. I imagine they're doing genetics. They'd have like a cryogenic material here or something like that, and you can rig that to.
Right, exactly. I mean, there could be some nitrogen or something like that would But we'll see what happens. Okay, so you have that that you just sort of slap something together real quick. You managed to pull your scientist away from the computers, Gareth. And what are you doing? You're just bolting on out of there towards the laboratory.
I say put the bomb on the other door, and if we need to shoot on the way out, then just try to grab that hatch and get to the shuttle bay.
Okay. Here's the deal, though. I'm just gonna sort of draw this and hold it up on my screen.
Love it.
That's the best I can do. This is a terrible drawing. Can you all see that? You are here. This is the main living quarters, like just sort of there.
Mhm.
And then out here is where you came in and where the guys are probably coming in. You got to go out through the living quarters and then into the storage facility. So they may or may not already be there.
Well, we'll say we bolt it and take a lot of cover.
Okay. So you're just running you're running to go there. Everybody give me let's just make it a straight up dexterity test. If you have an appropriate focus.
No, absolutely not.
Feel free to use it.
Oh,
Everybody
shit.
give me that and let me just. Acrobatics would work. Stealth would work.
I think I'm going to spend some fortune.
Or free fall, for that matter, because you're in 0G. Well, not zero.
Low gravity.
You're not in microgravity, but it's low gravity.
I got a 19, excuse me, with a 6 on the drama die and 6 stunt points, which scares the hell out of me. So.
We've had our churn. We won't
You
hit
can
another
pull
one.
2 of them with you. How's that? Anybody else if anybody else gets low or fails, you can pull them with you.
Oh,
I have 11.
So
11.
I have 8.
Is that with your -1?
Yep.
Okay, you're okay. Oleg, what did you get?
17.
Okay, so you grab JP. Cyrus grabs JP and yanks him around the corner. Now, as you're going, you sort of cut down the one core. You're going into the main. You have to cut into the main living area. They describe the kitchen and lounge area, and then down another corridor. And as you do that, you see the hatch from the staging area opening up, and these guys in vac suits. They're all sort of paramilitary uniform looking vac suits. You see slapped on them they actually are. Well, no, they don't have any. They don't have any identifying markers. But they're carrying assault weapons. They definitely look like some kind of paramilitary security unit. And they're right there. Now you can run down the corridor, but they're going to get some shots at you from behind, or you can engage them. However you wish to.
I want to use my stunt points here for to spend 3 of them for the take cover stunt.
Okay.
So I'll have like cover rating equal to my stunt points spent, so I have 3 cover.
Okay, so you pull JP down behind cover.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep him with me.
Yep. I was assuming
That's all. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Take cover. That's one of my favorite stunts.
You get down behind one of the tables in the lounge area. And then what I'll do is I'm just gonna ask everybody what they're doing, and then we'll roll initiative.
Other than being dragged behind the thing, I'm gonna shoot at the people because they're scary and have guns.
Right.
This is true.
Oleg is gonna make a bolt for it.
Okay, so you're just gonna run down the corridor towards the laboratory.
I'm going to try and find some cover so I don't get hit.
Okay. Oh, and Gareth is there.
I assume that Oleg is gonna take Gareth with him.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, so Gareth is running down the corridor with.
He's
Okay.
Yeah, I was
shield
trying
myself.
to get cover for Gareth wherever I can.
Okay. Well, except for Gareth is running, so.
Okay, gotcha. Fair enough.
Yeah, let's do initiative.
All right. 13.
13, eh?
So does my armor affect the initiative because it's a dexterity test, isn't it?
Probably.
I believe so, yeah.
That would make sense that it would.
Okay. In which case, that's sucky.
For these guys. Shoot, I moved away from the page where they are. 30. Okay. Who's got what?
I got 17.
Oleg got
13.
12.
13.
13.
And JP has 9.
9. Okay. Oh, I have to roll for Gareth here as well. Look at him. It's not bad. Okay. All right. So we will start with 17. You have. I'm just gonna. I gave basically that initial action as sort of a free action, or it was a free round. Reagan, what do you've ducked down behind cover? Well, actually, you spent stunt points on that, so you're going for cover. Is that going to be your full action, or are you going to do something as well?
I'm going to be trying to get into like full blown cover. Like I'm pretty much a non-combatant. I've got no weaponry. I just don't want to get shot in the back.
So you'll be a target, but you're drawing fire, but trying to get yourself under full cover. No problem.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. But you don't have to roll anything for that. So you dive down behind cover. Next up is Cyrus at 13.
I'm gonna go ahead.
You're already under cover.
Right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the prepare minor action, and I'm gonna prepare a run. So after the guys fire, after our enemy combatants fire, I'm gonna do the major action run towards the area.
Okay.
So I'll keep my cover and then run.
Gotcha. Next is 12, Oleg. You're starting to run down the corridor. Gareth is behind you. So you're just bolting for the door and going to try and get the door open?
Could I am willing to almost sacrifice myself to kind of drag Gareth in front of me as I'm
Okay.
running, so he doesn't get shot.
Yeah, you can get him in front of you if you want.
All right.
But you're still trying to get down the corridor. Okay, just go ahead and give me an athletics test, and I'll make one for him as well, even though he goes later, just to sort of see how he's doing.
Got a 14.
Okay, he got an 18, so he's doing fine. But he's going slower, so you get yourself behind him and get to the door. He doesn't have any stun points, so basically you get down the hallway to the door, to the hatch, and he starts, opening the hatch, but it's just beginning. So that was Gareth. JP, I will go ahead and allow you to go. You go simultaneously with him,
Okay.
but go ahead.
I'm going to assume there's no differentiating between these guys.
No, they all look kind of the same generic.
Then I would like to shoot at one of them, the one that is closest to me.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that none of them are within 6 meters at this time.
No, not quite that close.
Okay. Okay. So that would be 11. Oh, can I spend some time aiming? That's a minor action.
Yeah, you can take a minor action to make.
Okay.
They do have a little bit of cover, so you are at. No, it's just normal. So yeah, that's fine.
So that's 11 then. If the aim and the cover cancel each other out.
Yep. They are defense 11. So I guess you hit.
Yep.
Cool. That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. They do have a wee bit of armor. So
What's the cover? No.
yeah, it's just 1. So these 9s. Okay. Yeah, I got the first one. All right. You shoot one, and now they go. Only one of them can actually fire at this point because they are in a little corridor. Next round, they will be closer. He is continuing to move forward while firing. What's your defense?
My defense is 12. Plus the cover I'm behind.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got much better cover. In fact, I'll give you a +4 armor bonus. That's a 9. 15. Yeah. 16. Okay, and what did you say? 12? Yeah, he got you.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And sorry. You take 7 fortune. Oh no, -4. 3 fortune.
I have 2 toughness and 2 armor, so I think I take no damage.
You take nothing at that point.
I knew that flak jacket was a good idea.
Yep. That helped you. So yeah, that is it for the round. They have moved in, so they are within 6 meters at this point. They are all inside, just inside the room, and the first 2 have enough movement that they can fan out and take some partial cover. But the next 2 are actually still in the hallway, and fully in the open.
So we'll take our run action after they get done
take your
moving
run action
and get down the hall. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you get down the hall, no problem. Well, make that athletics test because it is sort of a narrow hall, and
okay,
there are things you have to dodge around.
See, athletics. That's strength, if I'm not mistaken. I got a 11. That doesn't
No
succeed.
problem. That's fine. Regan, you're up. You're behind cover.
Right, so is there enough cover all the way back to kind of go from cover to cover? Because being fatigued, I can't run.
Right. I mean, you can get to the edge of the hallway, sort of ducking from cover to cover if you want. But that would be about it.
I think that's probably the smartest thing I got.
Okay. Fair enough. So you get to the edge, so it's just a straight shot, pretty much down at that point. And next up is Cyrus. You're sort of jammed up in the hallway at this point. Gareth is up by the door. Oleg's in front of you, and yeah. So unless you're going to turn around and face anyone behind you, you'd sort of have to hold until Gareth can take his action. Is that what you want to do? Yes, you. That's you.
Oh, me. I'm sorry. I thought I said always. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go in front of you.
Okay, gotcha. I'll go ahead and move on up as best as I can. And is this hatch like computer controlled or anything?
It's just manual. And
Okay,
he's got his hand on the thing. He's like about to open it.
Well, maybe it's a heavy hatch. I'll try to help him as best I can to open it.
Sure. You get in the position to help as best you can. So we'll just hold until Gareth can go. Oleg, you're doing the same thing, I presume, or are you going to turn and fire or anything, shoot or anything?
I guess I could throw a wrench at one of them. Why not?
A wrench in the works here.
Yeah.
Sure. You turn around and hurl a wrench at them.
So, am I the only person armed with a firearm?
Correct.
I think so.
This is a bad planning.
That's why we keep you around.
We're professional bounty hunters.
We are not good bounty hunters. Okay, that's fine.
I did tell you guys we're doing a bounty hunt.
Well, to be fair, the character generation rules are you only get a weapon if you have a focus in the weapon.
No. You could have poked me about that.
Well, yeah. Arguably, we started off at level 3 as well, so we would have had a chance previously to get something.
To get stuff.
Yeah. All right.
So,
that only adjusts what I'm going to do a little bit.
So you want to make you want to make a test on that?
Yep. Is that
It'd be fighting. If you have throwing, I think, or is it?
It's accuracy throwing.
Yeah, accurate. You're right. It's accurate. You're right. It's accuracy throwing because you're actually throwing it.
Well, I got an 8.
Clang, clang, clang.
Clang, clang. wrench hurled into the room.
You don't have a wrench anymore, so there's that.
He's hiding down behind her, and you see a wrench go flying by. All right.
Oleg, nice you joined the fight.
That was Oleg. At that point, Gareth wrenches the door open.
Oh, groan.
And pulls it open, and you see what looks like basically a storage area. There's a couple other rovers in there, that's it. There are crates and that sort of thing scattered about. It all looks like it's not. I mean, you don't get a lot of dust here, but it has that impression of no one's been here for a while. He starts to move into there. He actually reaches in. He reaches into a pocket in his vac suit and pulls out a pistol.
I didn't care for that. I tell him not to hurt himself.
Not aiming at either of you, but he just has it in his hand.
Okay.
So we're back to JP.
Okay, I'd like to shoot at the same guy again, and then I'd like to move to another piece of cover towards the thing.
Okay.
Okay. So that is.
What's the bonus within 6 meters?
It's a bonus to damage.
Yeah.
It's an extra +1.
Right. Okay.
So I've got 14. Is that
14?
14's enough to hit, isn't it? Because
Oh, yeah.
11
Yeah.
was last time. Great. Okay, so I now do 2d6 plus 4 damage.
Wait, you have a rifle?
No, I have a pistol.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a rifle.
So that is 13 points of damage.
Yeah. He goes down. He was ducking down behind cover, but you catch him, right in the upper torso, and he goes flying backwards.
So I'd like to pop up, shoot the guy, and then just move to possibly the same piece of cover that Regan is behind, if not one of the ones that Regan has been behind.
That probably the same one Regan's behind.
Yeah.
That would make sense. So 2 of you are behind that cover. There are still 2 people who can fire at you. One that was still in the corridor, and one that ducked down behind cover.
Yep.
So I'm going to say each of them takes a shot at each of you. So Regan, I'm going to do yours first. And misses. JP. 4, 5, 9. Nope.
Ooh.
And they both fire wildly. Got a 10 and a 9. I assume a 10 doesn't hit you, Regan, right? That would not be a defense.
That would be correct. I got 11 for defense.
Yeah, you're good.
It's the wrench.
It was the wrench distracted them completely.
Yeah. Where did that wrench come
Both
from?
of them fire. Your cover explodes around you from their assault rifles. And we'll go back to the top of the round. Regan, you are up. They have just opened the door. Sort of peering down the corridor there. You can hold and wait and see what happened. How things go down there, or you can do something else. If you want to have a gun, you are permitted to have a gun. I'm just gonna say that you're bounty hunters. You would have a pistol if you could.
Well, I have a -1 to my accuracy right now, not including my additional modifiers, so it might be in everybody's best interest not to give me a gun.
Probably.
Sometimes the threat of violence is more than actual violence.
Fair. Thankfully, I got my wits to rely on for that one. Can I try and intimidate them or something, or taunt them, or?
You have intimidation specifically?
No, but
Okay.
But I do have the improvisation talent.
Yeah.
So I can make an ability test requiring a specific focus, even if you don't have it.
Okay.
You just
I
don't
will
generate
allow
skill
that.
points.
Give me a vague idea of how. You don't have to get specific on it, but just at least roughly how you're intimidating them.
Okay, the
guys in
amphetamines.
armor and assault rifles. Yeah.
The amphetamines that I have, what format are they in? Liquid, solid?
They're shot. I forget what you call them. They're like pressure.
Like an EpiPen type deal?
Yeah.
EpiPen, but there's no needle. It just it like injects directly. By air. I forget what the pressure.
Air hypo.
Air hypo. Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to think along some line of hopefully cracking it open, tossing at them, trying to convince them that it is a biological weapon or some kind of
Sure. Well, that works. You are at a
It'll eat-
genetics research station. That's perfectly reasonable.
something
Okay.
will eat through their suit or whatever.
This will kill you. It's blah 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 blah. You make up some name of something. Get out of here.
Yes.
All right.
That's a bold lie.
This is a bold lie. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and give me that communications test. Which is their will. Just give them a will test.
Willpower, and that would be. Wait, sorry. I would use my communications against their
Yes.
willpower, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would have focus on that for
Yeah.
my talent. At a -1 because I'm still fatigued.
Yes. There may be some other penalties in there.
Yeah, this doesn't feel destined to work, but
Rolled an 11. You know what? Can I use a little bit of my fortune to pump that up a little bit just to help sell this?
Sure, whatever you want to, because I'll reroll the resistance test. Go ahead, because theoretically I shouldn't have been rolling those yet. Go ahead and tell me what you want to make it.
If I can make it to a 14.
Sure. All right. So, first one. Okay. Second one. All right. The one guy in the hallway, like, you just startled him clearly, and he just starts like backing up down to, that's still in the hall, back up down the hallway. The one of the ones that's under the guy that's undercover, just ducks down lower, and then the one that was like right in front just clearly doesn't believe you. He's like, "You're full of shit," and, on an open channel. Pardon me for swearing on your channel. And charges at you essentially with this assault rifle. You just made him angry. But you did cause two of them to pause that round. So Regan, Cyrus.
Yes.
Wait, the door's open. I'll say any of you can squeeze through.
Yeah, I'll jump. I'll go on through.
Okay, and there is another. There is. You do see the hatch in the floor, which leads down to the.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Okay, it is closed. You can get over there and attempt to open it. This one is a little harder and does require a difficulty 9, target number 9, strength test.
My test. Okay. Yeah, I'll. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a note of it. Yeah, that's not a problem. I got a 12.
You wrench it and pop open the hatch.
Okay. And I tell Gareth down the hatch.
All right. Oleg technically goes first. You want to wait for Gareth to go down, or
You can go too if you're welcome to.
I'll go first. Sandwich Oleg.
all right? And in which case, then Oleg goes. Gareth goes next. And now we're to JP. You've got one guy sort of like basically charging at you.
Okay.
Just got angered by that.
Well, given that Regan hasn't
Get him.
moved, and I would like her to be alive at the end of this, I'm not going to abandon her. So I'm going to aim at this guy and shoot him in the head.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's going to be good numbers. That's 17. Easy, Richard's maths. 17.
You hit.
I'm
Cover
assuming.
at this point.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's within 6 meters.
Yeah.
So that would be
He's got to
11.
be a whole lot closer.
11 points
11.
of damage.
11. Okay.
Should have
Okay.
spent some fortune into turning that into a stunt, but I only thought of it afterwards.
You blast him. You don't take his helmet, but you do catch him, and he's extremely angry at this point. And he turns and fires at you.
That
and
seems
he's close
reasonable.
enough that your cover is almost eliminated.
Yeah.
I'll give you some of it, but basically he's up and over you essentially at this point. 6, 13, 14, 15. So
15 is bigger than my defense.
yes, 7.
I wasn't using this
9,
fortune anyway.
10 points.
10 points, so
Minus your armor.
minus
10
my
points.
armor and toughness, so 6 points. So, back down to 15.
All right.
Feeling about as healthy as when I got hit by all that stuff.
The other two, well, the one is actually like running. You freaked the one out. He's running down the hallway. The other one is still ducked down, and he basically was just ducking for cover for one round. He didn't do anything for a round. Okay, so we go back to the top of the round. Regan, you're up.
I'm going to try and run.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to walk quickly.
Yeah, you can make an athletics test if you're you need 11. If you make it, you get down the hallway through the door, into the loading dock. So you'll be under complete out of sight essentially. No one will be able to shoot you.
What would that be in expense terms?
What I said? What dexterity, athletics? Oh, sorry, dexterity, athletics, focus.
Or it's dexterity acrobatics, but yeah.
Acrobatics. Acrobatics.
There actually is no athletics focus.
You are correct.
It would be climbing or running or jumping or
acrobatics.
How about a 7?
Okay.
Spend fortune.
Yeah, you can spend fortune.
Spend fortune.
And I'll spend fortune.
Okay. You go to kick off from behind the table you're hiding. Your foot catches on it briefly, but you manage to slip it off and around, and you use that momentum to bounce off the wall and down the rest of the corridor.
Okay, so how much fortune do I have to spend to make that a success?
7, 8, 9, 10, 4. No, 5 for you. 5 for you. Or was the 7 with your -1? I don't.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You need 11. Whatever would make it 11.
Gotcha. And I'm gone.
And you're gone.
Yelling at
Phew.
JP, come on!
And Cyrus
Yeah,
is up.
I'm the one who's been holding things up.
So yeah, everyone goes down the hatch. I take my shot down the hatch.
Okay.
What do you want, like acrobatics or?
Nah, you don't need to roll anything for
Okay.
going down that. Okay. I'll just get to you guys all at the end of the. You all get down there. There is a small shuttle there as well. Again, it's not locked or anything, so I mean, but you will have to pilot it out of here.
If only we had a
okay.
pilot.
Well, we could drive it. Is it a shuttle or is it a rover?
It's a shuttle.
Okay, I can do it. I can do it.
Well, there are rovers up in the area, but he was pointing for the shuttle. So
That's fine. The shuttle's fine. I can handle the shuttle.
Plus,
I can do it.
If there's anyone still on their ship and they have PDC cannons, the rover's not going to do you a whole lot.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you all, I would just say you all get down there and get board the ship and manage to start, so Cyrus, Oleg and Gareth are all on board the ship at this point. Who is taking the cockpit and, going to...
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and check. Does it have an automatic, does the ship have an automatic like orbit system or something like that where I can like tell it to just plot a course?
Give me a tech test.
17 with a 1 on the drama die.
17 and 1 on the drama die. There are some automatic functions. But once you're launched, you could put it into an automatic orbit, but you will have to get it out of the bay first. But you do manage to figure out how to
turn it on,
the docking clamps and all that sort of stuff.
All right, I'll take the pilot seat. I'll take my shots at it.
All right. And then we go to JP down below.
Okay, I would like to shoot at the same guy again, and then follow Regan down the corridor.
All right, go ahead and take your shots.
Okay. Oh yes, here we go. So that is 11 plus 5 is 16, with 3 stunt points. So
he dies.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you shoot him right in the helmet like you wanted to the first time. He dies.
Yeah.
With 3 stunt points.
And seeing the explosion out of the back of his head, I sort of nod to myself and and push off, following towards the corridor.
No, actually, I will say you could use that. It occurs to me you could use that 3 stunt points to fire at the other guy who's still in the room if you wanted, because I think you can do a second shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't find that that stunt. I sort of knew it was there, but couldn't find it. Okay.
Attack.
Yes. I would like
you should have to roll it. I mean, he's only got 3 fortune left. So obviously, you take him out. And
Yep.
Yeah, you can take a second shot.
Okay. This one isn't so good. So that is. Oh, is he in the open or is he behind cover? The other guy.
He's got cover.
Yeah. So.
He dove all the way down. In fact.
Yep. So I'd like to spend 4 fortune to turn that into what I hope will be a hit. 7, 8, 9. So that's 14.
Yeah, you got it.
Cool. So I'm losing fortune. Is he within 6 meters?
Yes.
Great. That is so that's 14 points of damage.
Okay. He is still there. And so he pops back up and fires at you as well.
Yep.
Well, if you're moving down that corridor, you're not going to be able to get fire and get all the way down. You'll be basically an open.
Yeah,
space.
Yeah. I'm imagining I'm sort of occupying the.
Just backing up and.
Yeah, backing up, pop, and then I'm now sort of in the the mouth of this corridor.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I think he.
That's a hit. Yes.
Uh-oh. Let's see what happens here.
Just banking on this armor. Here we go.
That's not bad. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So that is 5 fortune damage. I don't feel so good, guys.
Okay. But I'll say you're to the door at that point. Next round, you can get in.
Yeah.
You know, if you make an athletics test or athletics, I keep saying that acrobatics test, you can get in there and dive down there before he can take a shot at you.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we just do that because they're down there getting the ship prepped.
Okay.
Go ahead and make that acrobatics test. You're trying to run through the door, or I mean, I assume you're going to try and just get out of the way at this point.
Yeah. This is it. I'm really very clear that a firefight is not one I can win when they've got automatic rifles and I have a pistol and there's only me firing. So that is, 11. That's what I need, isn't it? So
that will do it barely.
It doesn't feel good on the dice, but yes, I dive down there.
It's not pretty, but you managed to get down there and then scramble.
Somehow I hit both walls.
And you sort of drop off the end, land on the top of the ship, slide down the front, and start scrambling in. Meanwhile, you're launching the ship. Okay, is anybody there? There is a PDC. There are weapons, not much. This little shuttle surprisingly actually does have a PDC cannon. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just. Oh, whatever. Sorry, whenever it's my turn. I'm sorry.
Good. You're piloting, so you're sort of in charge at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just start trying to like have the ship maneuver out of here and such like that too. Best I can.
Okay. You open the bay doors above.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is anybody taking any of the other seats for comms, electronics?
I don't know. Did we get Gareth on board?
Yes, Gareth is on board.
Okay, and the only person not on board is JP.
JP is JP's essentially there at this point.
All right. Well, okay. Tell him to get on quick, and we're gonna try to book it.
So I sit down immediately in whichever is the gunner's seat, because nothing dissuades a bunch of pursuers like a series of PDC rounds, and just a very brief blip of a fire down the corridor.
Like up the.
So as we take off, so whichever the
I see, into the because they're
whichever the hatches. So
yeah.
So wherever they're coming, I would like them to think very hard about whether they want these Teflon coated rounds going through them.
Okay. So Cyrus, I will need a test for you.
Piloting.
Dexterity piloting.
Yeah.
Or you don't have piloting, but.
No, that's okay. I'm not bad at it. That would be a 13.
Okay. You do manage to not crash the ship, getting it out.
I need to make that better. Let me know.
Nah, you're fine. You manage to wedge it out because you're basically just launching it straight up, and away. The other ship is sitting out there at that point. But the rest of the crew,
JP to burn them. Burn them with PDCs, man.
do you decide to take a shot as you're
Sure.
starting?
Yeah. So I've just sent maybe half a second of rounds down the corridor to dissuade our pursuers, and then
Right.
as Cyrus points out, the ship, which is probably a bit more of a problem than people in the corridor now. It's just the ship hasn't shot at me yet, and those people have. I target this ship.
Do you have any appropriate skills?
It's not there's no real skill PDCs.
Yeah.
You just
I realize
they're all AI controlled.
Right, I realize that, but still, I'm just trying to think. Even do you have technology, even, or basically, I'm just wondering how well he interfaces with the.
It's an accuracy. It's accuracy heavy weapons, I think.
Yeah. Actually, let's use it for that. Use that.
Okay, well, I have accuracy, so decent accuracy, so I'll give that a go.
Sure.
It's not pretty. 8, 9, 12.
12. Okay. That's plenty. You just have to figure out how to get them to do their job. The ship's just sitting there, so it's stationary. Your PDC cannons just rip through it as you're blasting away, and you start heading, I assume, back to the original station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does this thing have an Epstein, or is it just a bunch of tea kettling? Okay, yeah, we'll head back to where we used to be.
Yeah, where our
this
ship.
time though too. It'll be a lot less of a walk.
Yes, much less of a walk. No climbing through canyons and the like. So yeah, you managed to get back to the station, no problem. No pursuit, obviously. There might be a couple of guys on foot, show up a day or so later. Since it's been low over 2 days, by that time you'll be dug out and gone if you want. Meanwhile, you have Garrett.
Give him a talking to.
And he's like, and he's like, look, I don't know who hired you, but if you're willing to take me to IO, just drop me off. I can pay you.
What's on IO?
Oh, the moon. The joke.
No, what is on IO? Like, why does he want to go there?
Oh, just. I have friends there. I'll be fine. Just drop me off.
Hey,
I want to
drop me off out of the airlock. I don't care. Just.
I want to compare how much money he's offering us to how much money we're being paid to bring him in.
Well, first things first. What were you doing here?
I don't know that that's any of your business, is it? Just some research.
Were you testing a contagion? I'm gonna take a guess here. Were you testing how contagion would spread in a closed station?
Might have been.
I use my intuition to see if he's like full of it or like.
I mean, I can take my helmet off and we can see how well this thing spreads in a closed environment.
Yeah, make.
That's a good intimidation check right there.
Make an opposed test.
Make a what? Sorry.
Oh, forget it. Saying make up as my opposed test here, but I was making it a little better. But look,
Exactly. Make what?
No, you're sick. I know that wasn't me. That's not us. That's their station. They've got some problems there.
Betches the filters. It's always the filters.
Well, they've got something crossed over. That there's some toxic waste getting into the life support system there. I tried to talk to one of them about it, but they weren't listening to me. I don't know. But if you just give yourself a good run of antibiotics, you'll be fine.
So I want to look through his data a little bit and to see what he was doing exactly.
Do you have medicine, science?
mean, I have intelligence, and I have
I get that, but I'm just asking.
and I have know-it-all. So anything intelligence, I can always do.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a test.
That's pretty good. It was just raw intelligence. That would be a 18.
The research has something to do with how you're not understanding a lot of the data you're seeing, frankly.
No.
But it's how it's impacting brain patterns and cognitive ability.
Okay.
It's some kind of chemical, biological agent, both that and how it's impacting cognitive ability. That's really all you're able to get, mostly because you have no clue as to what some of these compounds you're looking at are.
No, I'm more looking at like the bioinformatics of it would be more what I'm
Right.
interested in, is like how but I
determine is what you affect a person or a primate or whatever with this
right.
substance. How does it affect their thinking, essentially?
Yeah, so it's like a brain fog thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, and that and it looks like they experimented on these belters out this station. What they're doing with somehow closing it. And I'm going to inquire if he knows who like caused the cave in, or if that was planned. Was that?
That was him.
Okay, that was him.
You would, with what I rolled, you would get that out of him. He basically planted a few charges before leaving because he was afraid someone was probably looking for him. But he was sent. But he needed to get some of this data from here. He only managed to recover about half of it. And they weren't doing any actual. There were no actual bodies or anything out there. It just seems that they were. It was all theoretical, or at least mostly theoretical. What they were doing, at least as far as you could tell.
Well, I want to compare. I want to compare his
right
his offer to the offer that we were getting paid.
Okay. Let me think here for a second. That would be business or evaluation.
Sure.
But if you can make a straight intelligence roll, and anybody else can as well. To sort of assist with that. Whoever gets the best.
14.
Not better than 14.
And
Am I
if someone
starting at one?
has bargaining or persuasion and wants to use it on him in the discussion about the value, that would be fine too.
Yeah, I have persuasion.
More than one person can do that as well. Be involved.
So I say,
Can't roll above 5.
Doctor, you hire a bounty hunter who don't deliver?
What? Sorry.
You,
what's the question?
Let's say you hire a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a reputation. The last time they were hired, the guy just paid them off. You didn't deliver. You hire that person? So you pay us? It's got to be worth our while. Unfortunately, I have rolled 9. Which is not as persuasive as my clever argument suggests.
Anyone want to jump in on that?
Oh, I do.
More
Am
than
I
one
still
person.
fatigued?
Say no.
Oleg definitely can't help with the 3.
I just don't know how I would jump onto
You let out a large
persuasion.
burp, I guess. No coffee, man. Where's the coffee? So what did you get?
Just trying to figure out how that would work out, but I rolled a 20 with 6 stunt points.
What?
Yowza.
Well,
He's
yeah.
clearly lying and leading you into an ambush.
Yeah. All right.
And you could turn him in to the station here to Satyawater because for his, if you just want to like be done with it, you were hired by someone on Tycho It was sort of a private thing. It was a little bit maybe on the illegal side, especially since he's an earther. But you could turn him in here completely legitimately and get a decent reward, or you could turn him into to your OPA contact.
Yeah, I say we get this. The problem is that we have to wait for the ship to get free here.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be delayed on it. And we might get ambushed. I say this.
Yeah, sorry.
I say we just hold up. We just hold up outside the bay with this thing. Wait, if anyone tries to come and tries to mess with our ship, we can ice them real quick, and then we have someone on the inside of the hangar waiting in the bay. We have someone outside with this shuttle.
All right.
We got 2 ships now.
So you want to take him back to Tycho, basically? Is that
I want to get the money.
Yeah,
but I don't want to. But I don't want to.
And you want
I don't want to hang out here unsecured because it's like it seems pretty precarious in terms of like there's another crew here on it that we shot at. We did blow their ship, but they might start making their way here. There's just a lot of too much movie crap.
You could also theoretically assist them with clearing the docking bay. You have a shuttle out here now, so that you could actually use that to to some effect to help them clear it. If you do that, you'd be able to get it cleared in a few hours, which would be well before they can make it.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we go and we hand the shuttle.
Yeah.
Use it as payment for the dock. Bounce out with the Bell Sorrow.
They're thrilled if you give them the shuttle, and they use it to great effect to help clear everything out. They get the bay cleared in a few hours, and you are able to launch and head back to Tycho, where you turn your.
I lock this dude. Like I use my cryptography skills and my technology skills to lock this dude out of the ship. I want to make sure he does not get to touch anything.
Just locking him in a room.
Not even. I'll let him walk around, but I'm making sure he can't access any systems. Like if he wants food off the dispenser, he has to ask for permission, stuff like that.
He'd probably try. Yeah, but go ahead and let's make an opposed intelligence technology test.
I'm gonna use my cryptography skill. I'm gonna make it so it's all coded and everything. Oh, good luck for him. That is it's a 19.
You got an 18.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So yeah, he did good. Well, he's not.
He's a smart dude. He's a smart guy.
Yeah,
he's a smart dude, but he didn't have my specialization in cryptography. So
yeah.
I'm assuming this means for the next few days that we need to ask Cyrus's permission to get anything out of the vending machine.
So you guys all good. It all reads you fine. Him, he's locked out.
He's locked out. Yeah.
Yeah, he tried that on us once before and it didn't work in his favor. So he wasn't trying that again on us.
Yeah, you catch him at one point. I'll going in for the third cup of coffee that day, and finds him over at a pad, with a fork, trying to this
no, his quota has been exceeded.
Yeah. So yeah, he's out. You take him back, you drop him off, you get your reward. You're in addition to what would be if this were an ongoing campaign, +2 income each, or +2 to your group income if it was that, and a free resupply, maintenance, and a repair package, or a free upgrade on your ship.
Using weapons on the ship, so upgrade.
Yeah, we could do with some torpedoes.
Missile launchers installed.
Yeah.
My favorite upgrade is, especially for bounty hunters, we did this in Abraxas Precipice, was a brig.
Yeah, a brig. Grapplers are good.
Yeah, I was gonna say an auto dock.
Oh yes, that will be good for those of us who are full of bullet holes.
A little early, I guess, but I guess that's what happens when you have a one-page adventure.
That's good.
I did
3 hours.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good game.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
I really like this concept, by the way. I was just the whole one-page adventure thing because it's so antithesis to what I usually do, which is good for me because it helps me break that that mold of always over prepping.
It's an intimidation thing. I think that's one of the issues with like RPG books for a very long time was that they're always they were for a very long time these very thick tomes.
Yeah.
And if you know, I think that like breaking the mold with that is a good thing. I'm not because I like long form. When I write adventures, like the ones I've published, they're like 60 pages,
Right.
and they're meant for like, you know, dozens upon dozens of hours of play. But the one page is kind of nice because it's really cool to plug and play them. They're easy to pick up. They're easy to read. You don't have to sit there and have a synopsis. There's no because the synopsis is the page. I mean,
Yep. And that's a hazard. I always, like if I'm trying to write a 4-hour adventure, it ends up becoming a 16-hour adventure. You know, I can never limit myself that way. So doing it as a one page like this, you know, would almost force you to do a shorter adventure. And it was an interesting experiment for me too. Just like I said, I pretty much ran it off the page. You know, it didn't. It was the idea of having additional security forces was in there. It wasn't necessary. I actually did that basically for your churn and up their stats a little bit. Just
nice.
Looked a little bit. That was your churn effect. With you know, you hit that just at the perfect time. It clicked over. I was like, yep, okay, they show up now.
Excellent. Well, there's I guess the first thing to do is to say thank you so much, Audun, who is the guy who founded the Facebook group. It was his idea to run the one-page adventure jam, and then wrote the winning adventure. So, which I think he was a bit embarrassed about winning. I think it's fair to say, but what an excellent adventure! I think we all had an excellent time. So, thank you very much.
It was a good adventure. I liked it. It was. I haven't read all of them, but that one was kind of cool. It's got kind of it hits all the boxes you need in a solid Expanse adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's excellent. We really enjoyed. Right, what we're going to do then is firstly say thank you so much, Ian, for volunteering to come and GM this and making this happen. I really appreciate it. It was fun. I had a horrible feeling I was going to end up GMing this, and so it was actually fun to play the game. I forgot about Fortune and how you use it because I've never had the opportunity to do it before. So yeah, thank you very much. What we're going to do is I'm going to plug the various D20 Future Show things, and then I'm going to hand over to each and every one of our the rest of the cast to plug things. So that gives you a minute to have a think about that. We at the D20 Future Show are primarily, I guess, in theory, a podcast. So you can, I pointed up there, that's our Twitter handle. We're not primarily a Twitter thing, we're a podcast. We are a bi-weekly podcast. You can find links to the things in the chat. You can also find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook as well if you search for the D20 Future Show. We also have a bi-weekly live stream every other Tuesday, so not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after at 6:30 GMT. We are running through a particularly chaotic Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign of D&D. So that's yeah, if you want to come and join us for that, we are silly. I play a barbarian halfling called Bumbleweed Nunglethump, which I think gives you a feel for the tone of the things. And we got ambushed right at the end of the last session, so come and join us for that. I have a game. I also wrote a game, or in the process of writing a game. It is in playtesting. If you are interested in playtesting that, then this link, which will go in the chat, is for you. That's a link to the playtest document on itch. We're at only one person needs to read it through and do things stage, so it shouldn't be enormously intimidating if you want to do that. It is a game that doesn't use a D20, and I'm very pleased with it. That, I think, is the things that I have to plug, so I will hand over to Charlotte if there's anything you would like to plug.
Yeah, first I want to say congratulations to GM Lovely for winning the contest. It was a fun game. It was kind of cool
Absolutely.
to have Ian running this for us. Yeah, as I was saying at the start of the game, stay tuned to all of the Green Ronin channels the next few weeks for some incoming information on our virtual tabletop efforts, specifically for the Expanse. So that's covering off right now Roll20 and Foundry. Aside from that, if you are into the Expanse role-playing game and any other Green Ronin tabletop role-playing games, I'm going to be dropping the link to the Discord server right about now. So join there, come check us out, come talk about the age-appropriate games. We have a spot for everything, even the non-age games. There's a lot of good conversation and information that goes on in that server, so come check us out. And aside from that, if you want to follow me in all of my shenanigans, which right now, this is the last game that I had scheduled, and I think for the first time in 3 years, I've got nothing going on. Like, absolutely nothing game-related going on. I don't know how I feel about that. But we shall see. Yeah, check me out on Twitter and other places online at Foxfire22. That is FOXFYRE22. And thank you for having me on the game today. It was fun.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to Danny.
All right. So I have a blog called Rolls After Dark. I can drop the link into the chat.
If you whisper it to me, because
Nightbot's gonna say no.
Because the Nightbot won't let you. So yeah, ping it over.
But anyways, as I do that, I post like homebrew content so far, adventures. I'm working on maps that you can use on Abzu's Bounty and some ship maps.
Nice.
And other just homebrew stuff, and not just Expanse related. Got Cyberpunk right now. Got a couple D&D stuff in the works. Check that out.
Okay, as soon as that comes over, I will pop it in the chat. Ian, anything that you want to plug at this stage?
Sure. I'm here representing Green Ronin, so I'll stick with that. Unfortunately, I can't talk about our next releases, but let me just say that we have I think I can talk about. We do have a new PDF adventure going to be coming out soon. That'll be available. It's going to be PDF only, and we're going to be doing a few other PDF projects like that, PDF only projects like that. That'll just be like small things. Again, I can't get into the details quite yet. And then look for next week, the announcement, I think next week, on our next book. So next week or the following week, I'm not sure exactly which, but it ships to the Expanse. We finally got out, not too long ago. The next one coming up, I would say, moves the timeline forward a little bit, and without getting into the details, takes us beyond the solar system. How's that? We get to see some other stuff out there. And as for myself, I wear a lot of different hats. I do this for Green Ronin. I develop some other projects. I'm actually working on my own game as well right now. If you want to see what's going on with that, you can check me out on Twitter, the Ian Lemke, at the Ian Lemke. And I'm usually posting links to various things there as to what all I do.
Superb.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Thank you for joining us.
I will say the last time I think I ran a game starting at 9 a.m. for me was probably in my late teens, and I'd been playing all night at that point. So if I had brain fog, I apologize.
Yeah, you're good.
Not a problem. And last but by no means least, John.
I am John Baltina. You can find me anywhere online at Only Play Wizards. I run Abraxas Precipice, which is an Expanse role-playing game actual play stream. We've just finished our first arc. We're coming back on December 8th, where we will have Patty Kim from the show The Expanse, who played Carol Chiwiwi in season 4, playing with us. And we're doing that game will be a charity game where we're going to benefit the Indian Residential School Survivor Society up in, I think it's a charity around Vancouver in Canada. It's a very cool charity. We're really excited for that. We're doing that on December 8th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Somehow it was really funny because we picked that date and then we found out that the show was coming back on that Friday. We were like, oh hell, like we can't make it up. But we're very excited to have Patty actually come play with us. It's a super cool thing. It's kind of a blue sky of ours to have like someone from the show come and play the Expanse. So that's a great cause. But there should be a link in the chat there. Yeah, for Abraxas Precipice, you can find everything on there. We have shirts. So we have shirts. We have dice. We got everything. So come check us out.
Amazing. Thank you very much, John. Very exciting stuff. I think the only other last thing to plug is if you want to get more involved in the game, then I'm trying to find the Facebook group. If you go onto the Facebook, or go to Facebook and search for the Expanse Roleplaying Game, which I'm hoping, there you go, due to some poor management of tabs, I lost, but I found it again. You can follow that link or just search for the Expanse Roleplaying Game on Facebook. There is a lovely community there full of people. There's also a GM's group that you should be able to find the details in the Facebook group. That has some homebrew rules I've published for some gambling games, because I always found myself short of gambling game rules. There is these one-page adventures and a little campaign arc that I have written as well. So there's a bunch of stuff to help you get started or give you some inspiration if you're a GM who's presumably finished Abzu's Bounty, because everyone has by now, I think, except me. Otherwise, that's all from me and from us. So we just say thank you so much for joining us, and bye-bye.